G'day everyone, and welcome to another Chobo Team League cast, and once again it's your host, Metalcore, casting today. Alrighty, so, today we have a very important series here. We have Team BearSloths, a very strong mid-tier team sitting around about in the middle of the rankings. At this stage they're going to make it to the playoffs, and they're going up against the top of the table, CTL Team 6. So this is very important. So, that's about all we have to say about this. You see the lineup, you see what we've got in store. Let's just jump straight into that first game now, shall we? So let's just get this loaded up, and into it we go. Alrighty, so we have spawning up in the top right hand corner of Yonsu, playing for CT6, we have Little Big Kid. And then spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Yonsu, playing for Team BearSloths, we have Ricey Cakes. So to start off the wait, something was wrong. There we go, that should be fixed. Alrighty, so now it's all fixed. We have a PvP on Yonsu to start the series off. So this is the bronze-silver match. We do have one bronze player and a silver playing in this one. So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of shenanigans these players bring to the table. Now, interesting. I'm wondering why Little Big Kid has decided to go for the pylon at the ramp instead of the more traditional pylon in the base. With PvP, you really do want to do this building your pylons in the base, as by building it closer to your base and not at the ramp, especially when the map is like Yonsu where the ramp to your natural is so far away. You want to build it close to your nexus so that way you can actually defend it with the photon overcharge. Now first off, we have Ricey Cakes going for a 12 gateway and nothing down for, we got actually Little Big Kid here going for a simulator first. I wonder what he's got up his sleeve. Meanwhile, oh yes, nice. He's actually going to get this probe scouting about and have a look in his base. It's very crucial to do that in PvP. Little Big Kid, you got to build a gateway. Where is your gateway, man? You really need that to go down now. You're a gateway behind your opponent here. There we go. Gateway is going down, so we should... Oh, 2 gateways going down. Alrighty. He did get the fast gas, but he hasn't got any workers in it, so it just seems like Little Big Kid is just having a little bit of trouble keeping up with his macro this game. And we all know what that's like. Everyone has them problems. Meanwhile, we have Ricey Cakes, who has been pretty on point so far this game. He's actually got, he's chrono bursting out a second zealot. There we go. Now he's only just put his guys in gas as well, so little bit delay there, but he's not as far behind as his opponent here. And actually we have Little Big Kid going for 4 gateways. Is he going to go old school and just go Stalker Rush? 4 gate Stalkers, or I have just no idea what we're going to see. Actually, no Cyber Core down, so can't see any Stalkers. But you can get a lot of Zealots out. Meanwhile, Ricey Cakes does have his first Zealot actually going to come up here, and there's going to be nothing here to defend this. There is a second Zealot on the way, but in the meantime, there's going to be nothing in this base to really defend against the Zealot. And Little Big Kid still doesn't have anything producing out of his gateways, and there's a Cyber Core, good to see. This Zealot's going to get into the middle and actually start getting some damage done, and there we go, the probe's being pulled and getting the surround. So this Zealot will get, it looks like, to be free. Oh, there we go. So that Zealot did indeed get 3 probe kills, and it does put Ricey Cakes in the lead for drones for now. Now Little Big Kid's actually got some Zealots just about to pump out, so these will be able to clean up this out with ease. Meanwhile, back at base, we do have a Stargate coming down for Ricey Cakes, and the second gas has been taken, along with Warp Gate on the way. Meanwhile, we have gas has been taken, and we have a little bit of gas mined for Little Big Kid, but he hasn't really got around to spending it yet. And he is supply blocked at this point, which is really not nice, and using the chrono boost when you're supply blocked is just not going to achieve anything. There we go, he's going to work on that supply block now. Now, in a situation like this where you're supply blocked, what you really want to do is use your chrono boost on things that are not supply dependent. So, for example, he could be warping out his chronoing out his warp gate right now. So he needs to get that warp gate. Sooner he gets that, the better. And if you can't chrono out units, chrono out research. It's just all about being efficient and using everything as soon as you can. Now, this Stargate is done, but we don't have anything being made out of it as of yet, and we do have a couple of Stalkers on the way. Always nice to see the Mothership core out. Is so good for defending, and it's just very nice to have. There we go, there's the warp gate coming, and it's been chrono boosted as well. Also, second gas finally been taken for a little big kid, and perfect timing, as if he's going to get forged down and wants to pump out those upgrades, he really does need that extra gas income. And back at base, we have Ricey Cakes actually getting his own forge down as well, and he's actually going to get some Phoenix out on the field. Now this is a really good move, as his opponent, Little Big Kid, only has Zealots out at this time, and he doesn't have any static defense up as well. So these Phoenixes, once he get a few of them up, he'll really be able to do some huge economic damage with them. And second Stargate going down, so he's really going to commit to this Stargate style of tech. Oh, he's actually got the full wall off as well. He's not looking to go past 2 bases. He's going to go 2 base and that's it. Alrighty. Meanwhile, we just have more and more Zealots coming out for Little Big Kid. Now, if he's going to do this mad Zealot style, what he really needs to do is get Twilight Council down and get that charge research going straight away. And the plus armor would be hugely beneficial as well at this point. Now the Phoenix will get in and it's going to have a look around, and his opponent actually might think it's a hallucinated Phoenix at this point in time, but the photon cannon is going down. We do have one there and one there, so 2 photon cannons on the edge of the base, just kind of putting up some static defense to prevent warp prism drops from hitting the back of the base. Oh wow. Ricey Cakes, you're making a huge wall. He's actually, he made 1 Phoenix and he's going into Void Rays, and in the meantime, actually no, he's got photo, oh my god, it's a photo can, it's not, he'll need to replace this pylon I think, or else he'll unpower a couple of things over here. Yeah, just another pylon down the back and he'll be fine. What Ricey Cakes really should do is put down that another Nexus. With these cannons up, he should be able to take a second Nexus really safely, regardless of what he has or has not seen from his opponent. Now, Little Big Kid's actually going to go for his second Nexus straight away as well. But he's still stuck on Gateway Tech. There we go. The double robotics facility is coming down, and the Forge still has not been getting any upgrades. But here come a lot of Stalkers, Mothership Core full energy, and a Void Ray. Is any more being produced? No, there is not. So this army for Ricey Cakes is looking pretty scary, but unless he micro as well, these Zealots will be able to do a lot of damage. But with good micro and good starter step, the Zealots will be rather ineffective against these Stalkers. Meanwhile, whoa, 4 robotics facilities. That is absolutely crazy. What are you doing, Little Big Kid? Okay, well he does have 24, he has fully saturated base, but he needs to oversaturate so he can do a really big transfer of workers down to this Nexus as he builds it, well, as it's completed. And do we have, no, we actually have our player Little Big Kid having a worker advantage at this point, just because he's been keep making workers, which means if he transfers, oh wait, never mind, we have a battle going down, and a Phoenix does get picked off, and the Zealot's going to actually go head-to-head with the Stalkers. Now, yep, Little Big Kid's going to play it smart. He's going to sit on the ramp. He's going to try and control that ramp, and really, oh, and very good. He's focus firing down that Void Ray. With that Void Ray going down, these Zealots will be able to fight these Stalkers without worries of not being able to shoot up. Now, he needs to pull the Zealots back, or else he's going to take a few free shots in the face, but otherwise, it looks like Little Big Kid will chase this army away quite easily. Alrighty. So we have, what is the units? We have 12 Stalkers for Ricey Cakes versus the 10 of Little Big Kid, but Little Big Kid has way more Zealots, and the Zealots are great for just soaking up damage while the Stalkers do all the damage from the back. He's only fighting with like half a Stalker, which is not nice. And here we go. Good focus firing down as well. Very good focus fire from Little Big Kid, and he's picking up a lot of units here. Alrighty, so we now actually have Little Big Kid having the Stalker advantage over his opponent. And whoa, you're crazy. This is some crazy stuff. A 13-minute proxy robotics facility. I never thought I'd see such a thing, but here I am seeing exactly that. Now, Little Big Kid built these he's built 2 immortals, but he's not really making the most out of these robotics facilities as of this moment. There we go. Finally getting some immortals queued up. Really good and really smart choice, as these immortals will shred this gateway-based army. Actually, if Little Big Kid was to push out with these 3 immortals popping out, he could actually kill his opponent rather easily at this point. Even with these photon cannons, he can just push through with that many immortals. So we actually have both players, neither players actually got upgrades for the units. Real shame, as upgrades make a huge difference, especially with the Protoss units, which benefit from those attack upgrades very well. Alright, so we now have 5 immortals out on the field for Little Big Kid to the 0 immortals of his opponent. His army is far superior at this stage of the game, but the problem is he just doesn't quite know that. There we go, a couple of Stalkers being warped in to pick up this free Phoenix, which is always a nice pickup. And there it goes. Alright, so we have back at the base for Ricey Cakes, we have the Immortal coming out and a couple of Void Rays. Now these Void Rays will be extremely good if you can get them massed up, as unless you focus fire them down with the Stalkers, they are going to go do some serious amount of damage to a Protoss Gateway army. Now Little Big Kid is actually getting oversaturated. He's got 24 out of 21. At this point you really want to transfer around about 10 of these workers from this base to this base over here to really saturate and get the gases up. So here we go. Ricey Cakes is going to try and move up the ramp, but is just going to get denied pretty hard by the Stalkers and the Immortals here. So it looks like, Little Big Kid is just going to push now. He's going to take his take a go and really just go for the kill. Now this robotics facility is now unpowered, so no more Immortals coming out for our player Ricey Cakes anytime soon, and with this many Immortals, he really can push ahead and go for the kill. But, oh smart, he's actually going to kill this pylon. By killing this pylon, it's denied all counterattacks that can be sent his way. Alright, so we have Little Big Kid just pushing around ahead, and he has a far superior army at this point. He has a few more Stalkers and much more Immortals, but these Void Rays are going to do a lot of damage, and he is focus firing them down, and the Stalkers are falling. There's only a couple of Stalkers left, and they're getting focus fired down, but this last Void Ray might just fall in time. It is very close. Oh, those Stalkers aren't focus firing the Void Ray, they really need to. That Void Ray does go down leaving just a couple of Immortals, and it looks like the reinforcement for Ricey Cakes will clean this up. That was a very nice engagement for Ricey Cakes there, actually, as Little Big Kid just got too aggressive there. He didn't have the forward pylon up to reinforce, and back at home he doesn't have any units. He hasn't warped in. His economy, he just doesn't have any bank. There's the transfer, but it's a little too late. And with the counterattack coming his way, it looks like Ricey Cakes is just going to finish him off, as with no bank, no economy, there's not much you can really do to stop this. The Zealot Warpman does get a few kills, but it looks like Ricey Cakes, with that really impressive hold, will be able to push ahead. But 3 Immortals are out, but they cannot shoot up. This Void Ray will eventually kill all the Immortals. Oh, a little bit of move command there, but one Immortal does go down, the second Immortal is being target fired down, and the second Immortal does fall, but Ricey Cakes is going to back out, as he does not want to lose the rest of his gateway-based army. Oh, there's a lot of idle pros for Little Big Kid at this moment. He really needs to get them over to the next base and really get them saturated and get those extra gases up. If you get a lot of gases up and you get really gassy, what you can do is use Archons as a gas dump. Archons are an incredibly versatile unit, and they're a really good way to dump that excess gas resource you have, and they synergize quite well with majority of compositions as well, which is quite nice. Their splash, tankiness, and front line, short range fire really synergizes well with the rest of the Protoss army, as they get in front of all the other units and really just tank. But it looks like RiceCake's is going to go for another push, but with this many Immortals up again, there's just no way he's going to really be able to do much about it. If he had a lot more Void Rays, he could try and commit to a fight, but with only one Void Ray, he cannot commit to a fight. He does actually pick up quite a few units here, but the rest of the army does come down and is going to do a ton of damage to these units. Alright, so it looks like Little Big Kid has managed to get himself back up on his feet. And, oh no, he's not going to go for it, he's just going to sit back. Alrighty, so, we have a weird, well, an interesting kind of PvP at this point. Very interesting indeed. Sorry for the yawns, guys. I've only got like 3 or 4 hours sleep last night. I had to do a 4-hour drive this morning, so I'm a little bit out of it today. Now, Little Big Kid does have a worker lead, but the problem is he's not doing anything with it. He's mining as much minerals as his opponent, even though he has more workers. And there we go. He's actually putting down a 3rd Nexus, and if he can get this up, he's going to be putting himself far, far ahead in this game, as he will be able to really start getting that superior economy going. Now, what Little Big Kid should really be doing is taking these gases. He really does need to take these gases and really get that extra gas running going on. Like, as we see back in the base, RiceCakes actually does have his extra gas. He's got 2 in this one. He's obviously forgot to put that 3rd one in. But he does have all his gas being mined, and he's just building up that gas bank, which is really nice to do as Protoss, as it's very easy to spend your gas when you're playing the Protoss race. There we go. We also have upgrades on the way. That's very, very critical to see. We have upgrades for both players. We have +1 attack for RiceCakes and +1 armor for Little Big Kid. A little bit of long distance mining going on. So we have no additional tech coming down from Little Big Kid whatsoever. He's going to stick to this Gateway Immortal army and just try and make it work. Alrighty, so this game is in an interesting phase, as if Little Big Kid actually takes his 3rd Nexus and gets us up and operational mining, with 10 workers being transferred there as we speak, it looks like he is. And oh, he's getting a lot of cannons. He's going to really try and hold this base. Now, with this base kicking in, he's going to get a really strong economy advantage over RiceCakes, and we'll just be able to macro up a much bigger army to deal with him and just crush him as the game goes on. Meanwhile, we have not much really going down though. Here we go, big move out coming up. We've got about 5. Oh, I was just checking the unit tab. We have 9 Immortals for Little Big Kid versus 10 Stalkers, 2 Immortals, and a Void Ray for RiceCakes. So this army is scary. That is a lot of Immortals. Immortals they do a lot of DPS. They chunk down units so quickly. And oh, we actually have the Warp Prism coming out. That's a very nice addition to any Protoss army. Mobile warping point, always good. Oh, come on, Little Big Kid, get a few more workers and saturate those gases. But there we go, he's going to go for the kill. He's going to run out this ramp and just going to try and push through. The Immortals are getting out in front and they're doing a lot of damage. The cannons are going down, and here we go, the Stalkers are finally starting to wreck the army. But these Immortals are getting targeted fire, they're getting taken out by these Zealots, and Zealots are doing quite well against them. And with the Immortals actually actually there we go, the Void Ray does fall, and oh, we actually have the Immortal in the Warp Prism. Is he going to see it through? Yep, there we go. A little bit of micro coming out from RiceCakes. Quite nifty, he needs to pick it up before he loses it. Oh, it's just survived. RiceCakes does it again. He keeps proving me wrong. Look, I think we've learned one thing, kids, is Photon Cannon, pretty good. Pretty good defense. Meanwhile, back at base, we have Zealots and Immortals coming in for Little Big Kid. And here we go. Warp Prism leading the charge pretty much, and all he needs to do is really set it up and start getting the warping going, and he can really push as his army supply is larger than his opponent's. And Little Big Kid actually doesn't have any Martial Core out. He hasn't had one this whole game, so he can't use the Nexus Overcharge. There we go, Rice Cakes is pushing in and he's just going to go for it. There's a couple of units being warped in and 4 Immortals do pop out, but with a heavy Zealot composition, these Immortals aren't going to do too flash against it. The Zealots are going to get on top of the Immortals and they're going to really go to town there, really taking them out. And with the double attack of the Zealot, they are very effective against the hardened shields, as they're going to be doing full damage to the Immortals and really doing a serious number to them. Now, Rice Cakes actually getting into the main production and actually unpowering these robotics facilities. It looks like Little Big Kid is in a lot of trouble at this point. More units being warped in, and yeah, it looks like unless Little Big Kid can pull off a miracle, looks like Rice Cakes is going to take this first game for Team BearSloths. There's just too much units, too much army, and there's nothing out on the field for Little Big Kid at this moment to even really try and contest or deal with this. And with everything actually becoming unpowered, that's basically the nail in the coffin now. Alright, so we have Rice Cakes. He needs to really send some units into these mineral lines to really just kill the workers and really deal with the death blow. Alright, oh! He does manage to get his robotics facility repowered, so these will be popping out shortly. But once again, the Zealots are very effective against them. There we go, he's focus fighting down that weakened Immortal. That's a very good choice there to do. And meanwhile, the Nexus does fall to the huge Zealot warping, and with this amount of Zealots coming in, I just don't see how Little Big Kid can really deal with this many Zealots with just Gateway Immortal based tech. There we go, last of those units do fall, and sorry for the yawning again, guys. Looks like Little Big Kid is determined to stay into this game. He does not want to give up, but the writing's on the wall here. Ricey Cakes has just been playing this game phenomenally, and with only one base left, it looks like Ricey Cakes is just gonna wreck everything that our red Protoss has. And there we go, Ricey Cakes, this is fun. He's obviously waiting for his opponent to GG out, but a little bit of home wrecking is always a bit of good fun. You can never do enough home wrecking, so yeah. I wonder if he actually knows about this base. Well, he does now.
Base is under attack.
He did not know about it before, but now he does, and I expect to see a lot of Zealots be heading this way over here. There we go, there's the Zealots. Couple more Warpins. These Zealots just need to get in here and just really wreck the space and finish off the Little Big Kid. But there are a lot of cannons, and cannons are pretty good, so, and it looks like the cannons actually are, some of the cannons are in really nice positions to prevent the Zealots from getting really nice surface area on them, so they're going to be quite cost effective, but with no mighty bases up, and this Little Big Kid's gone, he's over, it's game over for him. There we go, there's the GG, and looks like Little Big Kid will tap out, and the first match will go to the one and only Ricey Cakes. So, Team BearSloths actually goes up and takes the early lead over Team CTL 6. So yeah, very good start. Did not expect so my mind's all over the place. Alright, just doing okay, sweet. Let's get into the second game. Let's just cut the shenanigans and just get straight into that second game, eh? No point wasting time. So, that was the bronze-silver match, and next up we are going to have, I believe, our first gold match. Alrighty, so loading it up now, and let's get into it. Alrighty, so, our next map is indeed going to be Frost, so we have a big 4-player map. So, Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Frost, playing for CT6, we have holy shit, how do I say this? Ozmposm. Okay, so we have Ozmposm in the bottom right. And then spawning in the top right hand corner of Frost, and playing for Team BearSloths, we do have I'm calling him True. He's called, wait, True G. I'm gonna call him True G because it sounds awesome, and just drop the D. It's a silent D to say True G. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going with. That's official now. It's officially True G. The D is silent until I'm otherwise corrected. Alrighty, so TVZ on a big 4-player map. This is going to be, should be quite a good match to watch, especially a nice change up from the PvP we saw before. So we have, so far, looks like Tyrion is going to go for the wall off, so we're going to have a 12 racks going down very shortly. And that will be most likely followed up with a 12 gas for that early Reaper Scout. Meanwhile, back at base, we have our Zerg player just droning up, and it looks like he's just going to drone up and go for an early expansion, as on a big 4-player map like this, Zerg players really feel safe getting away with that hatch first, and even going so ballsy, they can actually go with double hatch before pull. It is possible on these big 4-player maps if your opponent does not decide to scout. So there we go. The hatchery does go down first, and we do have that gas coming down as well. So that's a 12 gas timing, meaning we're going to have a fast Reaper out for Ozmposm. Now, the fast Reaper is really, really good against the aforementioned double catch before pull. If a player does go very green and gets that, early Reaper build will shut it down very, very quickly and just really lay the pain. There we go, there's the Reaper. Back at base, our Zerg player is getting his spawning pool and extractor. Looks like he went gas pool, so it's quite important to note. Meanwhile, we have not much coming down. We do have once the Reaper comes out, we'll be looking to see what comes out afterwards. Are we going to see another CC? Are we going to see a factory? And is there going to be a second gas taken anytime soon? These are the timings we are looking at. So the Reaper is out. Are we going to have a liftoff for the reactor, or is it going to be a really fast factory? We're on the 100 gas, so what's he going to do? Looks like he's going to go for a CC. Yep, CC is going to go down, saving up those minerals. And so we've got the Reaper expand variation. Meanwhile, the Reaper does get into the opponent's base, and the Queens are on the way. So the Reaper can pick up a few kills if with good micro, but he's actually going to back out. So these lanes will pop, and the Reaper will run away. It looks like the Reaper just wanted to get in there and scout. He's not really looking to try and get damage done with it. Just want to check something real quick. Perfect. Alright. So back at base, we do have the reactor factory going down for our Tyrion player. And once this is finished up, he'll be able to really pump out a lot of Hellions and really start getting some serious map control and really shutting down the Zerg's map control at the same time. Zerglings are a great unit for Zerg to use in the early game to really take that map control and really control the map, but they get destroyed by Hellions off creep. So with these Hellions, the map control turns from in favor of the Zerg to in favor of the Tyrion. Alrighty, so he's actually going to go for a tech lane behind us, so it's either going to be for early stim, or we're going to see our starport go down very shortly. And the starport does go down. So we're going to have, looks like Hellion Banshee coming out from Ozmposm. And meanwhile, we do have Speed about to finish up, which will be very, very useful for dealing with Hellions. And we do have a Baneling Nest, which against Hellions and Banshees isn't going to be too effective. So I'm not too sure what his reasoning behind that is. Is he going to go for some kind of big push, or no, because we have a third hatchery. So what are we going to? Oh, there we go. Those links are going to get onto map and just get some map control. Take the watchtowers. Now remember, even though the Reaper is fast, with let's actually have a comparison. Oh, let's look at that movement speed for the lanes. 4.7. They can outrun nearly anything. Alright, so Hellions are out. The first two are out, and the Zerg player sees this. And in response to that, he is going to get his Eva chamber walled down at the front, which is very, very good, as you don't want these Hellions running by your open natural and just getting into your economy, as that will just hurt you for days. Hellions will, if you line them up, those Hellions will have a Korean barbecue, I can tell you that much. Alrighty, so behind this Hellion pressure, we do have a CC going down. It looks like I was right. It looks like it is going to be for early stim, and looks like he's going to get a couple of Vikings out to really kind of try and deny these Overlords out on the map. Meanwhile, we do have the Hellions just poking up front, but not really getting much done at this point. And with the Roach War coming down, it means True G will be able to really get Roaches out and really just hard counter shut down this aggression. Alright, so Leia is on the way, and we do have the second, third, and fourth gases being taken. So we have the Mutalisks hitting the field very shortly, and Lanes are going to get a little bit of damage done here, but the Reaper might get picked off. Yep, the Reaper does indeed get picked off, and the Queen is going to live. And we have +1 attack on the way for True G here as well. And I'd really like to see the +1 Carapace be started up very shortly, as he has the bank for it, so you might as well start it. There we go, Leia's finished, so we should see a Spy coming down very shortly. And Helen's trying to get some roasting done, but the Queen is going to try and push them back. There we go, there's the Spire. And Spore, nice, always nice to be ready for the drops. Meanwhile, back at base, we have a couple of Widow Mines, we have a couple of Marines, and a whole lot of barracks coming down. So it looks like the Terran player is really looking to start pushing into that mid game. What he really needs to do now is also slam down 2 engineering bays, and he'll be away laughing. But at this point, it looks like his upgrades are going to be a little bit delayed. It looks like his opponent may get an upgrade advantage over him. And if you're playing Zerg, having an upgrade advantage over a Terran player is lovely. It is one of the best feelings you can have. Alright, so we have a lot of reactors coming down. And meanwhile, Spy is getting close to finish. And where's the scan? There we go. The scan is just going to be used to push back the creep, which is a really, really nice thing to do, as the more you can deny the creep, the more you get to deny the Zerg's ability to have a free map hack. With good creep spread, a Zerg can see he can control the map just by creep spread alone, but by denying it, you're kind of shutting that down. Oh, and a lot of drones coming up. With this third base getting saturated, he can actually chuck down 2 more gas guys and saturate those as well, and still be on close to optimal saturation for all his mineral mining as well. However, we do have a lot of Widow Mines out on the field, and it looks like, yeah, there's more coming out. But it looks like Ozpossum is a little bit supply blocked at the moment. He really needs to get a couple more SCVs building supply depots. Alrighty, so Ozpossum has managed to keep these Hellions alive, and big Ling run by here. Where is it going to go? The Hellions are actually going to get 2 Hellions do fall to that Ling pack, so that's a good pickup for True G there. And the other 2 Hellions do fall. There's a little bit of bar and a lot of Widow Mines, so we're interested to see how Ozpossum decides to push here. And picking up that OC actually supply blocks True G, which is always nice to do against a Zerg opponent. And we have +1 fly attack and +2 melee attack coming down for the Zerg, along with the +1/+1 for our Terran player in the engineering bay. And combat shields is also on the way. However, here comes the big push from the Terran player. A lot of Widow Mines and a bit of bar. And we actually have an infestation pick, and it's out of range of the scan. Very nice. This means our Zerg player is going to be looking to take up to Hive at some point. And he's actually taking a 4th base behind it. He's really macroing up quite well. Very nice to see solid macro play. Alright, here comes the offensive from Ozpossum though. And he's got, there you go, the Widow Mines are going to bury, and looks like we're going to see a couple of detonations. Just one on the one on the Queen, and here we go. The Spore is going to try and pick up that Viking, but doesn't quite do the trick, and there we go, good control from Ozpossum. Falling back, just trying to bait the units into the Widow Mine shots. Oh, that creature is just on the edge of that scan there. Oh, he's actually picking up a few queens here as well, which is quite nice. It's going to limit the production, and you've got to be careful with this round here. Here come the lanes and banelings. Needs to stem and run away, and there he goes. But his army needs to heal up. It's getting a lot in half into the orange, and oh, a little bit more back and forth between the two players. Yeah, there we go. He needs to really move these Widow Mines up and try and take control of this ramp. There we go. Oh, really nice detonations from the Widow Mines there, and further detonations from the Widow Mines. The lanes do get cleaned up, and the mutas are going to be left to fight the rest of the time, but there's just too much mutas out and not enough marines, so the Terran player is forced to back off here. He needs to regroup and get his forces back together. Alrighty, so back at base, we do have a second factory down, so if you could put a tech lab down on this, and then get the Widowmine Burr research, that'd be really nice. And he really needs to look at getting a couple more barracks with the third base up and running, and make sure he gets his add-ons down. It's nice to see he's got a good saturation in all his bases though. Now we do have the armory on the way, so the Terran player is going to look to start as 2-2, and we do have a double medevac drop heading into the natural of the Zerg, but there is a spore crawler up, so it's going to be quite hard to get much done. But if he flies right past it, he should be pretty fine. And Trugy is actually being a boss, and he's taking a 5th base in the top left-hand corner, and here we go. Ozpossum is getting a good amount of damage. He's getting a lot of drone kills here, and there we go, fighting the Zergs in a choke point. This is just going to be going very, very well for him, and this Mutacloud though is getting very, very big. It's actually able to take the fight, but the Spire does get sniped. So, with the Mutacloud now limited to what is already built and in production, our Terran player can really look to macro up behind this and try and get an army up to really take this Mutacloud down before it grows too big. Alright, so the armory is down, but we still have no +2 upgrade for Ozpossum coming down, and there's not enough missile turrets up in his bases at this point as well. With that many mutas out in the field, you really need to chuck about 2 or 3 turrets per base to really scare the Zerg away, as one turret against, where is that Mutacloud? Against this many mutas is not going to hold very long. There we go, True G taking some extra gases. Very good to see, as that hive tech stuff is very expensive gas wise. And a couple of extra Reapers there, sort of get in here and get some scouting done. And they actually might get a couple of drone kills for their warriors. Yeah, very nice to see. Now at this point we have the Terran player up onto 82 supply versus 82 worker count versus the 62 of the Zerg. And at this point the Terran player doesn't really need to build more workers, he just needs to focus on getting more CCs, more orbitals, and really looking to reduce that count. And a whole lot of barracks here out in the open. They're gonna might let you lose 1 or 2, but come on, where's the big marine stuff from the back? And they're gonna fight the mutas head on. The mutas are gonna get shredded. Oh my god, the mutas taking that fight head on was a very bad call, as these marines are just gonna shred them to days. We have the swift counterattack coming out for Ozpossum, the mass marine style. And these marines are 1-1 with stim and combat shields, but we do have Ultras Baneling coming on the way with +3 melee and kindness plating. We don't have the +3, no, we have +2 armor, but no +3 armor yet. Looks like Trudge really would like to take these 2 extra gases, as he's really low on that gas. Oh, there we go, he's actually only got 1 in each of those. And could actually afford to transfer a few of these workers, but here we go, big counterattack from Ozpossum. He's going to push onto Crete, and he's got the Widowmines down, but here we go. Oh, big connection from the Widowmines. Huge connection, but just not enough. The Banings did connect with a lot of the bio, and a lot of the bio does get cleaned up. We do have a parade push coming across the map, and there's some more Widowmines here in position, which is really nice, as he can push up this natural, and if any flanking attacks come in, he can run off to the right, go home, and they will just die to huge Widowmine detonations. Oh, there we go, we've got Burr on the way. Burr is an amazing upgrade. Just being able to Burr Baneling landmines is a scary thing to think of as this Terran. Alrighty, so Oh my god. I'm getting cross vision here. A little bit trippy. Alrighty. So we do have, unit-wise, we have 10 Mutalisks left after those engagements, a couple of Infestors, and a couple of Ultras out in the field. He really needs to look to... Oh! Big detonation there. Whopper of a detonation. But, let's see. Let's actually have a look at the cost efficiency. Ozpossum has been cost efficient, but his opponent has been taking too many bases behind this, and Ozpossum is doing a triple expand at this point on the left-hand side of the map, but Truji has had his extra bases up for quite some time. And there we go, 3 more Ultras hitting the field, plus 3 melee attack is just about to finish up, so these Ultras are going to do 44 damage splash. That is a lot of damage. And where is this army going to go? It looks like it's going to go try and deny the 3rd or 4th of the turn. Nope, he's going to back out. Oh, that's why I missed the drop. We have a drop going down the base for Truji, and looks like these Marines are getting a ton of damage done. And they see the Ultras coming, they know the Ultras are threat, and here come the Ultras. The Ultras are just going to eat these Marines for breakfast. The Marines do fall in spectacular fashion to the Ultras, and that drop has been shut down. He's actually sending a couple of SCVs out to suicide, and they're just going to drill away at the Rotron. Drill, drill, drill. There we go, we have plus 3 Carapace, 0 Carapace, 4 of the 0 units coming out as well. And plus 3 is starting for the Terran player now as well. There we go, looking to really break these rocks down so he doesn't have to worry if they choke with the Ultras. It's always a smart move to do. Now, problem with the Ultras though is they can't fight off creep very effectively. And luckily for him though, his opponent does not have many tech labs on his barracks. But he's only producing a couple of Marauders, 4 Marauders at a time. And he's actually close to being maxed out, so his army won't have that heavy Marauder count that you really need to deal with the Ultralists. And with a couple of Infestors out, if they get the money Fungals, it can almost spell GG for Ozpossum, depending on those Fungals, especially with these big beefy Ultralists out on the field. There we go, Lings and Munis going to poke away and try and take out these barracks, and here comes a big stem of bio units, and it's actually really good for the Terran right now, and there's a huge fungal, but the Ultras are being blocked by the buildings. They can't really connect, and there's that second fungal, not right there, but oh, the detonation on the friendly fire took out all the bio units, and it looks like the Terran player might just fall down as these Ultras are just too beefy. Then again, there are a couple of bunkers up, and these Marauders are just too strong. Oh, but the Ultras are going to get into the middle line, really get a lot of SCV kills, which is really nice. Ultras can clear SCVs so quickly. Alrighty. So it looks like Ozpossum is actually going to defend this, and he's actually going to push his opponent back. And behind this, the Zerg opponent is trying to get more Ultras up, but he just does not have the mineral economy. His mineral income is just sorely lacking at this point. He really needs to... Where are they? No, he's actually transferred them. Good job, but he's a little bit low on the workers. If he had another 10-15 drones on minerals, he would have a sick economy. Here we go. Here's the counterattack from Ozpossum. He's looking to shut down this mining base of Truji. And this lone Ultras will get picked up. A really nice pickup for the bar, as picking up an Ultras here and there really does a lot of damage, as those Ultras are expensive. There we go. The drones are evacuating, but they're evacuating to a locate nearby base, and Ozpossum might be able to figure out that there's another base up in the left-hand corner. Yeah, he's figured it out. He's going to go deny his extra bases. The trader drone is giving away the location, and Ozpossum is just really going to start doing a lot of damage here to the Zerg economy. He's actually going to focus fire down that hatchery, and it goes down. However, it does get shut down and cleaned up, but back at base, there's going to be... Where is it? Oh, okay, that's a nifty location for the barracks. But back at base, the Terran player is macroing out very nicely. We have the... Alright, there it goes. Drilling glands are on the way, which is a really nice upgrade. It really does help the Zerglings, but let's have a look. We have Planetary Fortress, and Planetary Fortress. Our Terran player is really playing this out very well. Taking these external bases on the far left-hand side of the map and making them Planetary Fortresses, and he's actually making this one as well. He's got all his outlier bases, planetary fortresses, which makes it very, very hard for Zerg to get any economic damage done with anything weaker. No. With anything that is like a Zergling base run by. Roaches, Hydras, Ultras, Mutas, they can all shut these down pretty easily, but Zergling based run bys are just going to get shut down really, really hard here. Alright, and we actually have the +1 range and +2 armor underway as well, which is really nice, as it makes these planetary fortress super, super tanky. It's going to take Ultras to bring them down from now on. Now we do have +2 range tech on the way, and here's a big drop coming down from Ozpossum, but it does get shut down pretty quickly. And, oh no, one Medevac does go down, the other gets away. Now we do have +2 weapon attack coming down for True G, and for the range upgrades coming along, that's kind of nifty, as if he can get the late game and really kind of get a big gas bank, he might be able to transition to, say, Roach, Hydra, and Festa. That could work quite well against a very heavy marine-based army. Or even Marauder base, as Hydras are just insane. And here we go, a couple of SCVs being pulled off to tank for the bio-based army. And, oh, actually, he actually scanned the army, so he's just going to go for, he's going to go try and deny a base, while the Zerg player is actually going to do the same and shut down a base of the Terran player. However, this is a huge push from the Terran player, and he can clean up all the mining bases of the Zerg player with this one big push. There we go. Looks like it's a very heavy Marauder based composition as well. And that's actually quite good. These SCVs are actually repairing the Wooden Mines. There we go. One hatchery does fall, only 2 more to go. Meanwhile, actually, the PF is actually going to, he's actually going to pull out in the last second. There we go. That planetary fortress does fall, but he lost all his army there, and it just looks like Ozpossum is going to go for it. He's just going to deny all the mining for his opponent here. This hatchery is going to get shut down. Is it going to get cancelled, or no cancel there? So that hatchery does go down, and there's only one more hatch left in this top left-hand corner here for our Zerg player. And a lot of detonations for all the Wooden Mines, and Mutas are just going to stay back there. There we go. A small chunk of bio is going to push up here and deny this, and here come the Mutas. The Mutas are going to try and chunk away this heavy Marauder count, as there's not a lot of Marines in here, so the Marines, you can't actually fight his head off the bio. He has to run on his Wooden Mines to really deal with this, and there we go, second SCVs, that's always nice, as he knows he needs a lot more Marines. There we go, bringing the rest of the Wooden Mines. All he's going to do is going to snipe that base, and then he's going to retreat, and one detonation on the Mutas, and more detonations on the Mutas, and the Wooden Mines denying the drones as well. The drone count gets significantly shortened, halted at, ouchies, more drones going down. Now, Ozpossum, he doesn't mind sacking SCVs as he has mules. However, the Zerg player can't really afford to lose that drone count, as he does not have the mule like the Terran player does. There we go, a lot of links hitting the map, but this Terran army is just too scary. We have 155 army supply versus 80 at this point. And here we go, big parade push coming across the map. Looks like the Terran player is just going to push to win here. And, he's actually going to pick up a lot of reinforcement here. Really nice pickup there. A couple of medevacs as well for his effort. This is one thing you got to be really careful with the parade push. But the bio does move down, and, running right into the Wooden Mines, and a lot of detonation for the Wooden Mines coming down. The units do not take too much. And he's actually going to bait it. 1 detonation. 2, 3. That's a lot of detonations on the Mutas, and the Mutas numbers do get drastically reduced. Now, our Zerg player only has this one real mining base. He's a little bit in the natural, but he only has like one real mining base, and if the Terran player can just get enough Marines here, he can just push to win and obliterate his opponent. There we go. A lot of units here, a lot of bio, but not enough minutes to heal, and True G is going to tap out, and Ozpossum is going to take the game. So, we have CT6 going up to 1-1 with Team BearSloths. Alrighty. So, we have indeed a draw here at the moment. And the next match will be a platinum, and we're just going to take a quick 1-minute break as I need to get a water to ease the throat, because it's really painful to cast with a sick throat. So, be right back. Oh, alrighty. Alright, so we've had two solid games so far, really solid. And if the games keep going like this, then these Diamond Platinum matches are going to be something incredibly stellar. Alrighty, so without much ado, let's get into it and load up that next match. So we will be having, I believe it's Stroop versus Darkstar, so I need to find that replay. Alrighty, we're loading it up right now and getting straight into it. Alrighty, so we have spawning in the top right hand corner of Habitation Station, playing for Team BearSloths, we have Darkstar. And then spawning in the top left hand corner, we have playing for Team CT6, none other than Stroop. So, our third match of the series is indeed going to be a ZVZ. So, let's have a look, see what we got on the table. What we want to look out for at this early stage of the game are early pulls. So we have Stroop doing the extractor trick, getting an extra drone out, and I wonder why Darkstar's a little bit late on his. A little bit behind it seems, but oh no, it's because he started the Overlord much earlier. My bad. There we go. So we got the Overlord out for Darkstar, and he's just going to drone up behind that, and looks like we're going to have standard opening from these Zerg players today. Actually got a Zerg scout as well, drone scout going out as well. Very interesting. And I wonder why they've sent their. Okay, we've got him going across, cut off across there. And this one's going to cut. Okay, yep. So obviously to do with scouting the Zergling paths as they run by, and scouting, be able to use the Overlord to really see those early lings. Now we do have Stroop going for pull first, and it looks like Darkstar is going to go for hatch first. So with Stroop going with the pull first, he's got two ideas in mind. Either he wants to be. Actually, where's it? What did I hear? Oh, actually, there we go. And Stroop actually gets a drone kill with his drone. Very nicely done. Alright, so with the hatch going down behind the pool, it looks like Stroop is just going to be looking to play the more defensive way of getting the pool first. My god, water is amazing. Alrighty, so we have a pool finished up for Stroop, and no lings out on the way, but the pool is on the way for Darkstar as we speak. Alright, so with no lings out on the field, it looks like both of these players are just pretty keen to sit back and macro. There we go. Gas is being taken for Stroop, and gas has also been taken for Darkstar as well. So both players are going to be looking to invest in some form of tech very shortly, be it gas, lair, or even maybe bailing or roaches. Alrighty, here we go. Transfer of drones. Okay, so we have. Oh, that hatchery's just gonna go down, and we have a really nice Overlord pennant for Stroop here. He's been very, very active with his Overlords and really placing them out all across the map, so you can see all potential run-bys of Zerglings into his base, and he's actually going to get his own Zerglings into the base of his opponent here. And this is really nice, as he gets to confirm what is really going down. He says, alright, gas pool, queen just popped out, so you can deduce that there was a hatch pool opening, if he didn't see that for his Overlord. And there we go. Mine crew going back down at base, and actually going one at each base for each player, so they're really looking to play a macro ZVC. Now this will be interesting. I'm very rare to get a cast ZVZ that goes into the macro stages. Alrighty, so we have Stroop getting his speed up on the way, and oh, actually one of the links will get him for Darkstar as well, so he will see no lair and the gas on the way. And there's 1 in gas at the moment for Stroop, while there's 3 in gas for Darkstar. Now this is shown by him getting that earlier lair, getting that keeping the workers in gas after you finish with the speed really helps you get the faster tech, such as faster lair and so on. You want to pull, in the situations where you pull the workers out of gas after speed, is where you want to go into a third hatchery or really focus on your droning. But, here we go. We actually have a lot of gas being taken for Darkstar at this point. He's going to go up to 3 gases at this point. He might add on a 4th very shortly. Now back at base. Oh, actually, is he going to get that? No, just close. Now the question is, when will Stroop want to go for his lair tech? It is about 7 minutes now, and he could go for it now if he just saved up the minerals and spent the minerals on. Oh, that's a big wave of lings right there. He actually has a roach one going down, and a huge amount of lings streaming across the map, but the wall is tight. We have Queen, Spinecrawler, and 2 Eva Chambers, and the roach one. So it means it's going to be very difficult for Darkstar for Stroop to really get in there. Yep, the door is closed. He's not getting in. Not with Zerglings at this point, anyways. Now we do have roach speed on the way for Darkstar, and there we go. The 4th gas finally be taken. 2nd Spinecrawler going down just to make sure he stays alive against any crazy attacks coming his way. And meanwhile, back at base, Stroop has got his roach one down, but he doesn't have lair. He has got it on the way, just started. So his roach speed is going to be very, very late. So it looks like Darkstar is going to be going into the mid game really, really strong. He's going to go in there with a huge advantage time-wise, as he will be having his speed and upgrades up a little bit sooner. Actually, if Darkstar was to just pump out a ton of roaches right now, he could go for a timing with his speed and +1, but it doesn't look like he's going to be doing that, and is going to look to take that third and really macro up. Meantime, we have, looks like Stroop is going to, no, this is, oh, there we go. Lane's coming around, wrapping around to the third base. His Stroop's overall placement was really paying off for himself now, keeping an eye on everything that's going down, trying to land the third, but the roaches are going to push the lanes back. Now, if the +1 upgrade, it does mean the roaches do 2-shot Zerglings, which is quite important to note. Alrighty, so there we go. We have the speed on the way for Stroop, and we do have +2 and +1 armor on the way for Darkstar as well, whereas Stroop only has this +1 ranged. And it looks like a Queen is going to get picked off there, which is a really nice pickup. But, oh, actually, it looks like Darkstar's going to get a nice surround. He's going to pick off these roaches. It's a really nice pickup. Oh, is that? No, he's got speed, so that roach is not going to get away. And the rest of these roaches, they're going to go for a counterattack. We have 13 roaches for Stroop against 20 against Darkstar, which means Darkstar's going to be going in for advantage in upgrades and roach speed, I believe. Yep, roach speed's still not done for Stroop. There we go. So Darkstar's looking to shut down the third of his opponent and just really consolidate his economic advantage, and that's really nice. Letting it finished up means he can shut it down really quickly, and there's no way his opponent can cancel it to get the minerals back. There you go. Third base is going to go down for Stroop, and Darkstar's going to take this fight and really try and engage roaches of his enemies and shut down his opponent. The worker counts are very even, but the army supply is slowly starting to get ahead for Darkstar at this point. He's got his +2 on the way, whereas Stroop only has his he's only been running 1 Eva chamber of upgrades at a time, so he's going to be falling behind quite quickly in the upgrades. More and more roaches are going to be streaming across the map. There we go. Injects needs to inject there. There we go. He's on point. And There's only one spine crawler. That's very, very little static defense. And here we go. Darkseid's going to take a good engagement there and get a nice concave, but once again, Stroop will just back up on the ramp. This is a very, very tense moment because Stroop, if he can take an awesome engagement on the ramp, he can really turn this game around, but if he tries to push out, Darkseid's just going to crush him. So it's a very tricky thing, as he does need to push out and take a third base, as his economy is just inferior to his opponent at this point in time. And the +2 attack has finished up for Darkseid's Roaches, so they're going to be doing a lot of damage. And there we go, awesome, awesome concave for Darkseid there. It looks like Stroop will be out, oh no, looks like Darkseid's going to maintain the concave, and it looks like Darkseid just has too many Roaches here, and he's just going to be able to push through. Yep, Stroop retreats once again, and the Roaches will charge up the ramp, and there we go, the Queen is going to fall, the Roaches are going to fall, and once that spine crawler goes out, the drones are being pulled to fight the Roaches, but with +1 armor and +2 armor actually nearly finishing, the Roaches are going to be able to clean up those drones a lot easier. And it's just too much for Darkseid at this point. It's just, Stroop is just getting overrun by these Roaches. With this many Roaches out, it's just nearly impossible for Stroop to really take an engagement and win it, because he's just outnumbered and he's behind on upgrades. It doesn't matter how good of a concave he gets if he's got a smaller army and is behind on the upgrades. However, Darkseid's, he's hesitant, he's not pushing out. He could really go for it, he could just pummel his opponent to death, but he's playing it safe and is going to mass up a few more Roaches before he goes for his big push. Oh, he's actually got the Tunneling Claws upgrade, so he's going to be able to burrow in. Oh, that'll be awesome to see. There we go. Roaches getting the nice surround and just decimating Stroop's Roaches. Now, Stroop's Roaches do have +2 attack now, but that's not going to do much against +2 Roaches, and with just this many Roaches out in the field, Darkseid is just going to shove on in, and he's going to take out Stroop. And looks like Darkseid is going to win the match for Team BearSloths. Alrighty, so BearSloths are going to go up to 2-1 in the series, maintaining that lead that they won early on in the series. Alrighty, so that is 3 games down and 6 to go. Let's get into the next game and see how this goes. We will be having our first diamond match of the series. So let's get into it and see how epic this can get. Where's my circle? There it is. Alrighty. We have, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Daedalus Point, playing for Team BearSloths, we have the Diamond Zerg, Fafra. Alrighty, and spawning in the top left hand corner of spawning in the top left hand corner of Daedalus Point, playing for CT6, we have Bliss. And it doesn't see my... No, it did change. Okay, it's just a delay. Awesome. Alrighty. So we have a PVZ on Daedalus Point. So it's going to be very interesting to see what we... Oh! Looks... This is the interesting thing I was talking about. Daedalus Point is a tricky map to really do that kind of forge, fast expand, wall off that a lot of pros are really comfortable doing. So what we see Bliss actually looks like he's going to go old school and try and pull it off. Pylon going down, Probo is going to scout, and what he's going to be looking for is that early spawning pool. If he sees pool before hatch, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble, as it's going to be tricky to hold. But if he sees hatch before pool, he's going to be feeling really safe about it. There we go, it's going to be a forge first. There we go, there goes the forge, so it's going to be forge fast expand for our Protoss player. And our Zerg player he's going to scout. He sees the forge pylon at the front. What's his response? Is he going to... Pool goes down. His response is to get the pool and try and get some counter aggression going. Meantime, we have no gas being taken, and Protoss just doing the Protossy stuff of corner boosting out those probes. Now, we did have a pylon block that did go down, so I think the pool was actually in response to not being able to get the hatch down. And oh, he actually needs to build the... Oh, he didn't build the hatchery in time and gets pylon blocked again. That's a real nuisance. The annoying probe. But we do have the annoying drone stopping these pros from building the Nexus as well. So a little bit of payback for the Zerg. And oh, he's actually going to go Nexus before cannon. Really risky. Oh, and this probe is just non-stop harassing and denying this second base for Farfra. Farfra's got a couple of links coming onto the field now, and he actually might be able to get a bit of damage done. This wall is far from complete. Oh my god, this probe is just every drone's nightmare. Just putting pylon after pylon down, and it's not able to get that hatch down. Oh, so close, and there we go. So the probe does go down, the pylon will get shut down, and he will finally be able to get the hatch down. But that hatch is so late, and the question is now, will this wall be finished in time? The lings are coming across the map, and the question is, will they get there in time? Now behind this, oh actually no, he's going to pull back, he's just going to go for a third hatch. Alrighty, alrighty. Now we do have the double gases being taken, and with the double gas being taken, it's really to start building that gas bank quite early on, so he can really hit a strong mid game with his tech. By having a lot of gas in the bank, you can really look at getting a lot of gas heavy units such as your sentries, your immortals, if you were say to go for a immortal sentry all-in, or to go for a lot of upgrades like double forge, twilight, for example. Now there is still no gas going down for the Zerg player at this point, and the Protoss has, there we go, got the Cybercore going down now as well. So what we're looking for at this stage now is 1. When is the layer going to go down? 2. What's going to be built after the Cybercore? Is it going to be a Robo, Stargate, or Twilight? And 3. Oh, couple of going to get shut down. And 3, last of all, how is the Zerg going to play this game out? Because the Zerg is going to be the one who's going to really be dictating the pace of the game here in PvZ, as Zerg will be looking to do a lot of harassment, a lot of counterattacks, and really denying that third base, and so on and so forth. Alrighty, so a Zealot hitting across the map, being a bit of a yellow Zealot. He is going to get taken out though, once the Lings actually get around to attacking him. Oh, and really nice micro from Farfra. He's pulling back these injured Lings before they die. Really, really nice to see. Very impressive. Oh, that's very nice. Taking out that Zealot without losing a single Ling. Look how many Lings are on low health. He's saved them all. What a boss. That micro. Very nice to see. Alright, so we have the gas being mined, and we should be looking to see a layer come down very shortly once he hits 100 gas, as the speed is on the way as we speak. Oh! There we go, sentry does come out, and just in time. There we go, just leaving that link at this third base just to really keep an eye on it and see what the Protoss decides to do. Now behind this, the Protoss has gone for Stargate tech as his choice of play. And let's see, we have Sentry, we have Stargate, and we have a Robotics Facility, and a Phoenix coming out. So it looks like our Protoss player is going to get 4 to 6 Phoenixes out, go Overlord Hunting, really shut down the map control, map vision, and then follow it up with a big Robo Gateway timing. Unless he decides to go into a third base, in which case he could just sit back and macro up. However, he hasn't got his +1 upgrade coming along, so it looks like he's either forgot about it or is looking to, I don't know, there's no reason to really forget your upgrades as a Protoss. There we go. He honestly was just deciding to go for later upgrades and focus on other gas intensive things first. Okay, so he's not building any more Phoenix, I wonder why. Oh, and a little bit slow on the force here, so a couple of lanes are going to run in, and they're going to get a good scale of the base. Let's see the Star... Oh, did they see the Stargate? They didn't see the Stargate, but they did see the... Oh, and they see all those gateways as well. Interesting indeed. Now I believe that was the real Phoenix over here that just got taken out. Let's have a look in the units tab. It's the units tab. Oh, real Phoenix is actually in the base, and this has seen those overlords, but with only one Phoenix, it's going to be very hard to really get much damage done. Now behind us, our Zerg player's started to transition into his roaches, and he's, oh, this I like. Seeing static defense go down is always a very nice move, because static defense pays for itself off so well. Now back at base for the Protoss player, we do have the robotics bay coming down, which means we shall be seeing this Protoss player head into Colossus Tech very shortly. Now the Hydrogen is coming down for our Zerg player, meaning he's going to go for a Roach Hydra style timing, and he's got the +1 range attack on the way as well. And yep, there we go, he's taking some extra gases, really nice to see, as you really do need those extra gases to pump out a lot of Hydras and Roaches. Alright, looks like he's going to try and deny this third from our Protoss player by moving up a lot of Roaches here, but with Sentries and Immortals, it's going to be quite tricky if the Sentries get good force fields. Oh, and it looks like the Zerg's just gone back. He's like, alright, Protoss has a scary army, I'm getting the hell out of there. There we go. Standard Firm Alliance is on the way for the Protoss player as well. Meanwhile, back at base for our Zerg player, we don't have too much coming down. We have +1 range attack, +1 armor, and the range upgrade for the Hydras on the way. But they're a little bit off from finishing. Alrighty, so. Oh, that's a hallucinated Phoenix, so no biggie there. And there we go, 4th base, 4th alpha, really smart to do. When playing Zerg, you always want to be one base up ahead of your opponent, just like a golden rule. There we go, there's a couple of roaches moving out onto the map, but you need a lot of Hydras out to really deal with these Colossus. There we go, he's going to pick up another pylon, and a couple good forces. He did pick up a couple of roaches, which is always a nice pickup. And it looks like this overset is going to fall. Indeed it does. Oh god. Alrighty. Now back at base we have a Spire going down. A really nice response from Farfra here. And there we go, he's taking the gases at his 4th, as if he wants to go mutas, he's going to need that gas, so pumping away at that gas as much as he can. However, back at base we do have Twilight Council on the way for our Protoss player, and he does have a Stargate up already, so he can get the Phoenixes out with some Chrono Boosts in time, but he'll need a couple more Stargates if he really wants to pump up the Phoenixes, counter mutas in large numbers. Now we have +1 armor on the way for our Protoss player, which means for a while our Zerg actually has an upgrade advantage, but oh, he's actually getting his speed as well. But if the Zerg's not careful, he's going to lose his upgrade advantage very quickly, as Chrono Boost will do that in a very rapid manner. There we go, saturating the gas at the 4th. There should be 2 more transfers from the other bases very shortly. No? Nothing yet. There we go. Big attack coming in from Farfra, and there's a decent amount of Hydras here, but there's 2 Colossus, a couple of Immortals, and a lot of Sentry energy. So Farfra needs to be really good, really careful. He needs to get an amazing concave to really take a decisive fight. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so now Farfra has got some really nice map control though, with his creep spread. And this Warp Prison should be spotted by him. But we have engagement coming into the main base, and good forces coming down from Bliss, but it looks like Farfra's just going to back out and wait for reinforcements. Now here comes the Warpins from Bliss and the 4th base of the Zerg player, but Zerg has pulled his army and he's onto it. This is going to get shut down very easily by the Zerg player. And, oh, the Warp Prism does go down. Very nice pickup for Farfra there. denying that warp prism will deny the harass, and he's actually going to force him to build another warp prism, which means that's not a Colossus. Now, with the Twilight going down, we now have Templar Archives and a Dark Shrine hidden in the field. So we have Storm on the way, as Storm will wreck this Hydra Roach Corruptor army, because that's so squishy in the Corruptors will stack. And then with the DTs, he will be able to harass. But here we go, here comes the engagement. The Corruptors are going to be target firing down the Colossus. No, they're attacking randomly. And the forces are really good, but this looks like, oh, recall. With the Protoss being caught out of position a little bit, he just recalled back to the safety of his base, and he's going to fire on the Nexus Overcharge, which is a really smart choice to do. However, these Colossus are very weak, and I think Farfra could actually just push in here and take the game. If he target fires these Colossus down, they'll leave him with Stalkers and Immortals. Now, the Immortals will do well against the Roaches, but Hydras will just wreck this army. And there's a 4th base coming down for the Protoss player, and another DT Warp Prism going around on the map, and I'm assuming this is going to be... It's going to be for the DT harass I was talking about before. There we go. Now we do have a Hive on the way back at base for our Zerg player, but here we go. Zerg's getting ready for an engagement, and the forces are going to go down, and the Corruptors are going to take out the Colossus very quickly. The 2 Colossus do fall, leaving Roaches and Hydras to make mincemeat out of this gateway-based army. 1 Immortal does fall. The Immortals are not being target fired. They actually get corrupted though, so they're going to take a lot of damage here. And the Colossus does come into play, but it gets taken out by those Corruptors pretty easily. And it looks like this Roach Hydra composition is just really going to push in and deny this 3rd base. Oh, let's look at that DPS. It's just dropping that Nexus. Cannon will go down, and should be a lot of Boros being killed here. Nope. Oh, we have a lot of Roaches streaming across the map, and he's going to push up and deny this 4th base, which is really nice, as it's got a huge transfer of workers from the previous 3rd. Oh, very smart. Warping some DTs, as there's no detection. These DTs can get a lot of work done. Very, very good choice by Bliss there. Where's the closest Overseer? Oh, it's nowhere. Alrighty, so these DTs are going to kill a couple of Queens, kill a couple of units, but this main army is going to push up here and deny this 4. Oh, and we do have warping going in the main base, so we have a whole lot of Zealots doing some damage, but the 4th base does go down. Other than the Zealots, there's not too... The Zealots actually do snipe the Hydra Den, and they're now going for the spawning pool. And it actually looks like Farfra's pulling his whole entire army back to deal with it. So the spawning pool did fall, the Hydra Den did fall, having to replace both those buildings is really annoying, and the Festation Pit is going to fall. Oh no, no, looks like the Roaches aren't going to get here just in time to defend this. That's good. Keeping your ability to go for Swarm Host is really nice, especially when you're playing against Protoss, where it's almost guaranteed to go for that in the late game. However, we do have this Protoss army pushing out on the map and getting a little bit of creep cleaning done and under the way, but looks like there's a lot of Hydras there and a lot of Roaches. Looks like this Zerg army is just going to push forward and really look to just finish the game right here, right now. With a couple of Vipers out, you can get some really sick binding clouds and so on and so forth on the Protoss army. And the forces are decent, but it's just too much Zerg. There's Hydras and Roaches are going to run around the forces, get on top of the Protoss army, and just wreck this army for days. There we go. So, Farfra actually takes the series and takes Team BearSloths up to a total score of 3 for BearSloths and... Wait, no. Sorry, I got that wrong. It's Farfra is for CT6. Wait, hold up. I need to double check something. Okay, yeah, so Farfra is... Yeah, okay, sorry. My mind just died a little bit. I've been I had a 4-hour drive this morning, and I had 4 hours sleep last night, so my brain is running on empty. So, that was actually our first diamond match, which was pretty standard for a diamond match, pretty solid. Good play from both players. So, let's just get into the next match. We've gone through each of the leagues, so that means we're going to have our next match will be the last diamond, so not diamond, silver match. Yeah, I made a mistake with calling someone from a different team. Alrighty. Let's get this show on the road and load up our 5th game of the series. So, we have a silver match being played out on Habitation Station. So, we have spawning in the top right hand corner of Habitation Station, playing Terran for CT6, we have Marble Cake. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Habitation Station, playing for Team BearSloths as Terran, we have Soul. Alrighty, so we have a TVT. Actually, perfect. That's, once again, I'm casting a series where we get to see each of the mirror matchups, which is it's quite nice to see the difference in each of the mirrors, as it's very interesting to see how dynamic and how differently they all play out, even though they're all fundamentally mirror matchups. Now, what we're going to be looking for here is, to start the game off, we're going to be looking at gas timers. What are we looking for? 11 gas or 12 gas? Oh, we have an 11 gas for Soul, and nothing for Marble Cake. So, straight off the bat, we'll talk about exactly what I was getting on about. This 11 gas timing is very, very important for early tech builds. So we're talking about builds such as a 111, early banishing timings, and so on and so forth. These really gas heavy builds. So by getting the gas before the racks allows you to get the quickest possible 111 infrastructure up and just really deal with oh. Sorry, I got distracted there, but we have 2 barracks coming down from Marble Cake and no gas. So Marble Cake is doing a not so common build that's seen these days, whereas Soul is doing a more so common build. However, this build is going to get... Oh, no, SCV is not... Oh, he's actually not going to get scouted. Soul is playing this up very smartly. What you do is, you pause the SCV working on the barracks, get the supply depot started, and bam! This SCV can't scout, and because it can't scout, it cannot see this gas timing. And if you cannot see that gas timing, that all of a sudden makes a huge difference to how you want to play the game out. He doesn't know if it's going to be a Reaper, he doesn't know if it's going to be a Marine, he doesn't know what's coming his way. However, he has 3 racks in hunting field. Is this going to be... Okay, so what's Marble Cake up to? Is he going to cheese, or is he just getting 3 racks before an expansion? We'll just have to wait and see. Oh, and actually, looks like Soul's going for Reaper. Okay, so he's still getting the factory behind it, so he is going to still stick with Reaper, as he does want to get some scouting done. And with his opponent going for 3 Raxes, it is important to get some scouting on, as if his opponent applies some pressure, it could potentially do a lot of damage. Alrighty. Now, no second gas has been taken for Soul, and no gas in the first place has been taken for Marble Cake at all. And Soul is actually sitting up on quite a lot. Oh, here we go. Marble Cake is going for gold. Oh, is he gonna... No, the Reaper just runs by the conga line. The Reaper's just running by, he's like, hey guys, what's up? And finally Marble Cake sees him and is like, oh, Reaper, free kill, boom. Now back at base we do have a Widow Mine coming out, but one Widow Mine is just not enough to deal with this big pool coming up. We have all the SCVs pulled, we have all the Marines coming out, and Soul just does not have anything ready for this. The Widow Mine is going to get burned, but it's going to detonate on the SCVs. Now, if the SCVs spawn in the high ground, these Marines can shoot the Marine and just break down that supply depot. Here we go. Supply depot does fall, and Marble Cake busting out some gangster all in. And it's going to take that series very, very quickly. So CD6 is going to get themselves back in the game. Alrighty, so CD6 will take that match, taking this series up to a 3-2 status. So let's get that updated. BearSloths 3, CTL 6-2. Alrighty, so let's get into the next match. Just a second. Alrighty, so we'll be loading up set 6, and that will be our second gold match in the series. Now this match will be played out on Polar Night. So another 2-player map for what looks to be a TVZ. And just make sure I switch to overlay, because I think I did forget, so swap that overlay over. And bam, there we go. Ooh, we are in. So we have a TVZ on Polar Night. So spawning down on the bottom side of Polar Night, playing for CD6, we have Vespasian. And then spawning in the top side of Polar Night, playing for Team BearSloths, we have Generic Name. It's quite witty. Now, I am not sure if everyone here knows Vespasian, but I'll give everyone the benefit down, and I'm going to give you some advice on what we're going to expect to see here. Vespasian loves to do anything that does not involve expanding. As his little tag on, what's the tag? Signature little post or quote on the CTL site says is, expanding is for fatties. Vespasian keeps it lean, keeps it mean, and all ins all day, every day. So, there we go. Rack's going down first. We're not going to see any CC first shenanigans. Why would you do that? Vespasian, he likes to kill his Zerg as soon as he can. So, we'll just have to wait and see what crazy shenanigans Vespasian's going to bring to the table this time. Now remember, if you're watching the conversation, he's only played TVZs this season. And I've seen a couple of his matches, and he's busted out some wonky builds, but has his opponent studied his builds? That's the real question. Alright, so SV doing some scouting, seeing, alright, hatch first and going to be the pool second. That's good, that's good. Now he does have the gas coming down, so he's going to be looking to get that factory down. Ooh, sorry for the yawns. He's going to be looking to get a factory down, or to get the tech lab down and get some early tech lab upgrades such as a combat shield or stim. However, with him producing a marine straight away, he might be going for the route of a factory. Actually, if he sends this, oh, he's got misrelayed. If he's sending out the front, there we go, perfect. He's going to actually get a free overlord kill here, I think. I don't think this overlord will make it in time. And he was actually planning to rally it over here to the hatchery of what man? Has he actually seen this? There we go. He sees the bunker, and the overlord does get away. So the bunker is finished. So we've got some good bunker cheese coming down here. It's going to be followed up by factory. So Vespasian's gonna be streaming his marines across the map. Oh, he actually picked up that overlord as well, but didn't see it. And once these marines get in this bunker, he's going to be looking to shut this down pretty quickly. And once the marines are in the bunker, he'll be able to build additional bunkers with this SCV. There we go. We've got a second barracks and a factory. So, as I said before, Vespasian is just going to go straight out, hard out, and just try and kill his opponent straight away as quick as possible. Focus firing down that spine crawler is really, really nice to be able to delay the building of any static defense to kind of counteract any push that he's trying to achieve. There we go. Now, he's got tech lab going down the factory back at home. That means we're going to be seeing a marine tank all in coming in from him. And we have 3 marines in the bunker, and they're going to be just chipping away at this hatchery. Meanwhile, we only have lings coming out and no gas being mined, so no banelings. And oh, the marines are just getting bold and stepping forward. Back up, be careful. Ooh, very close. A little bit of repair, and yep, it's slowly but surely doing a lot of damage to the Zerg here. And he's actually he's gonna lose a few more Zerglings. Oh, a couple more Zerglings are gonna fall. Just one at a time, the Zerglings do fall. And marines are being streamed across the map, And it looks like he's just... This bunker was a little bit too close. It's going to be inside range of the bunker, and it's just going to be taken out. Now we do have the tank on the way, and he... Oh, jeez. Generic Name's actually taking a third behind us as well. A bit overconfident, I'd say. As Vespasian has... At this rate, it's going to deny this natural, and with the tanks coming out, he's going to be able to really do some significant damage. Here we go, a lot of lanes trying to get us around on the bunker, but the SCVs are on roll to repair, and looks like the bunker is just going to stay and it will hold. A whole lot of Zerglings just popped out again as well, but there's just too much Marines. However, oh, they're going to go for a counterattack, and they're going to pick up the reinforcements, it seems. There you go, it's going to get one Marine just before it gets there. But the siege tank needs to be careful, as he does not want to lose that to the lanes. Alright, so the natural hatchery is just about to fall, and we have some lanes streaming across the map trying to get some counterattack done. But there we go, tank is in position, and we'll be able to really do some damage to these lanes that try and run by. There we go, a couple of Marines coming back to try and clean up these Syrians, but just not happening. Now behind this, Vespasian is going to be adding on a starport, and he's going to be moving out with a couple more reinforcements and really look to shut down his opponent very shortly. Now our opponent has been losing. One thing I do want to mention is, look at this, the army loss. Our Zerg player has lost so many Zerglings just trying to deny the bunkers, and it's just not paid off. He's not really made it worthwhile yet, and oh, he's set up the tank now before the Zerglings charge down. There we go. Perfect. And the Marines will push up onto the high ground, which will mean the siege tank can pop shots against the Zerglings as soon as they come in range. Boom! One shot goes off. The Zerglings need to be very careful, but here comes the second tank as well. Oh, another shot by the siege tank. And there we go. Generic name taps out. Vespasian. I think it's pretty alright to call Vespasian a king of cheese. Reigns again. Oh my god, you can actually load replays in game. Wow, that's amazing. I only just figured that out. Alrighty. So Vespasian is gonna bring out the big plays and even the series up for CT6. So the series is now tied up at 3-all, and we are 2/3 through the stream. So let's get into our next match and quit wasting time. So we are going to need to load up our next one, which is going to be our last platinum match. So we have this platinum, a gold, and then we have the diamond ace match. So a lot of quality games on the way to close out the series. So we have, let me restart that. We have spawning on the top right hand side, playing for Team BearSloths, we have Nil. And spawning in the bottom left hand side of Yeonsu, playing Terran, we have Boss Terran. So we have a TVP on Yeonsu. So this is going to be an interesting one indeed. TVP is a sorry, I forgot to change the overlay. Boom, overlay switched over. So not missing much out. Alrighty. Oh, interesting placement. Okay, so what we want to be looking for is a TVP is a very, very diverse opening in the start of the game. What we will be looking for is A, is the Terran going to be playing standard, or is he going to be doing something funky? B, is the person going to be playing aggressively or defensively to start off with? These are the two things that we are thinking of as we look at this TVP. Are we going to be looking at some aggression early on, or are we going to look at some funky, crazy stuff? Alright, so we have a Gateway first, and a Rax with a 12 gas. So we're going to have our Terran going for a fast Reaper, whereas the Pro player is going to be playing standard game, the 1 Gateway, 1 gas. Now, this 1 gas, I actually need to wait a little bit, because he might show down the second gas in just a little bit. But when you're scanning Protoss, 1 gas is average, and Protoss always going to get gas. 2 gas means he's looking to commit to some kind of tech. And he's only put 2 in this gas, so maybe he's just going second gas. So he's going to be looking to commit to some kind of tech early on. So we do have the gateway finishing up with the cyber core coming down straight away, and I don't believe you can build the mothership core up yet. And the Reaper is now in production. So this Reaper will get across the map and might be able to get something done, but it'll be close. If he's lucky, he'll be able to pick up 1 or 2 worker kills, but it'll be kind of hard to do if our Protoss player brings out a little bit of micro. Alright, so here we go. Probe Scout is going to come around and it's going to see everything. So we have the Reaper hitting the field, and it looks like the Terran player is going to play standard. We have CC going down after the Reaper, and on the barracks we have a reactor. And we have the Protoss actually going to take an expansion after his cyber core. And here we go. We don't have a Stalker out, and the motion core is a far away from out, and the Protoss does go down. And Reaper is just going to scout. It's not going to try and get some probe kills. It's just going to focus on looking around, and he counts 1, 2, and where's the 3rd pylon? That is what this Reaper is thinking right now. Boss Terran is going to be sketching out just a little bit. And I don't think he saw that go down. But once he sees his Nexus, which he does, he should be a little bit more comfortable though. Oh, he's going to try and pick up a drone. But that's not going to happen with a mothership core and Stalker being out on the field. Just not going to happen. Now, we do have a bunker going down at the front. And we should be having some Marines going into there quite shortly. And the engineering bay is going down. Meanwhile, back at base, we have Warp Gate being started up, and there we go. Twilight Council has been the choice of tech. Oh, nice. He's gonna move it to the main. Oh, the Stalker actually might be able to get this Reaper. No, Reaper does escape. Oh, and jumps back up, and the Stalker denies the Reaper, and the Reaper did not see the Twilight Council. And at this point, I think he saw the he didn't count the pile. He saw the Nexus and he saw 2 piles. So I'm assuming he thinks there's a proxy oracle somewhere, and he's going to get turrets up in his mineral lines. However, turrets are not going to help him deal with what I think is going to be a blink all-in coming his way. Should be seeing blink be researched any minute now. What gas we... No, he does have enough. Nope, I was wrong. Looks like he's just going to be going for Robo after the Twilight and chuck down some extra gateways. Question is, what is he going to use this Twilight for? He doesn't have forges, so he can't unlock... He doesn't even have 1-1, so he can't unlock 2... There's no point unlocking 2-2 at this point. He's not going for DTs. He's... I'm guessing he was trying to throw his opponent off. Maybe a little bit of mind games going on there. Meanwhile, back at base for the Terran, we do have Stim in production, Combat Shields in production, and a whole lot of Marines being pumped out. So yeah. Alright, so we do have the robotics facility and a couple of gateways going down, so it looks like we have both Nexus being taken, and the gas hasn't quite been saturated yet. But it looks like he opened the Twilight to try and fake a blink, because if it was a scan or if the Reaper lived and got in, it would see the Twilight and like, alright, blink. But the Reaper got killed and there has been no scans, so he's just going to transition into his standard Colossus play at this point. Meanwhile, there is still no factory on the way for... Actually, there it is. It's right there. And there we go. Engineering Bay is not doing any research. The Terran player really needs to get his upgrades on the way for his engineering bay. And meanwhile, we do have a whole lot of stuff coming down. There we go. We have 2 forges and Templar Archives and additional gateways. So it looks like the Protoss player is really going to be looking to ramp up his aggression, or not his aggression, sorry, ramp up his macro. And yep, there we go. Planetary Nexus does go down, meaning these Marines aren't going to be able to get much done. Now, with double forges, Templar Archives, and oh, here comes all the upgrades. We have charge, we have +1 armor, it should be +1 attack being started up very shortly, unless he wants to prioritize his actually he's got a bit of minerals at this point, so he really could start all the upgrades. There is a few Marines down here, so he needs to be careful as he knows his Terran opponent is posturing and looking to get some damage done. There we go. We have the +1 armor, the storm, And no robotics bay yet, actually. So interesting. This is a very interesting bit. He opened with a fake blink, and then he faked Colossus into Templar. Not too sure, but the mind games. This is just a game of mind games, it seems. And he's really his Chrono Boost usage is really good. He's pumping all these upgrades out, and just looking to get these upgrades out as soon as possible. Once charge hits the field, once Templars and Storms, charged Templar will be able to deal with very light Marine counts very easily. The Marauders may be a bit tricky, and oh, one observer falls from this turret. I guess it paid itself off there. And there we go, ramping up the gateway count. He's currently sitting on 4, I believe. Not I'm missing, so adding on those extra gateways will just help him be able to get those mass reinforcements and large warpins coming. Alright, so we have the +1/+1 about to finish up. So we should be looking to see +2/+2 start very shortly, right on the dot. And Storm is finished, so these Templar will be able to do some significant damage if they can land some beauty storms. Meanwhile, our Terran player has taken a third and has medevacs hitting the field, so he's going to be looking to maybe start dropping, being aggressive. Alright, well that's going to get cleaned up because the Zealots. Zealots are really good against Marines, and oh, is it going to be Storm? Yeah, no Storm, but the Zealots with charge are more than enough to deal with this. Oh, there is a Storm, but to be honest, killing 3 Marines not even really worth the time of day. Now these Zealots are actually taking a lot of damage, and this splash damage is actually starting to stack up. He needs to get a couple more Zealots and let the Zealot shield work its way back up. Now Terran +1/+1 is about to finish up as well, so he is going to get on equal footing on upgrades, just as this engagement starts, and big Storm goes down, and oh, a lot of that Terran army just really gets wrecked. Meanwhile, back at base, we have the armory going down, +2/+2 should be starting up shortly, and more medevacs and Widow Mines being added into the composition for our Protoss player. However, for our Terran player. But our Protoss player does have a couple of observers out in the field, so he should be able to deny those mines with relative ease so long as he knows they're out on the field. Now, we do have, how many High Templar? 5 High Templar out on the field now, so that's a lot of Storm potential. So our Terran player really needs to be careful with his gauge, and oh, if he goes up, nope, he's going to back up. Good, good. There we go, that Marauder suicide, and oh, nope. Well, not going to be an engagement just yet. Now, keeping a note, if these Zealots being on such low health, the Widow Mines are going to be so effective in dealing with them. But there we go, big warping of Zealots. And it looks like he's just going to go for it, and oh, that Zealot in front will detonate one Widow Mine. Only one Widow Mine is still up, so if he pushes in, he can very well just crush this army. Especially if he can land those Mother of Storms. Alright, so scan does go down. He does see the army, and no. Oh, here we go. Here comes the engagement from the Protoss player. He's going to go in. Now, one detonation, and the Widow Mine, the other one does get taken out because there is an observer here. And oh, there goes Storm on the flanking Terran bar, and second Storm does go down to really clean that up. And the Zealots are just too strong. They're going to crush through. They're going to destroy this bunker, and this third base is going to get shut down. And where the Storms? Yep, Storm goes down. Basically, that's what I like to call a piss off Storm, where you don't really need to cast it, but you cast it because he's getting close, he's getting too close, and you're like, oi, get out of here. Oh, good detonation on that. Wouldn't mind getting some nice surface area. And here we go. The Protoss player's going to be looking to deny this base straight right now. And these SCVs are going to be stuck in the hard place. They're going to get cut to pieces by the Zealots. Meanwhile, Terran player's trying to get his army up, but the Protoss is stuck on 2 base, and he's just massing up units as fast as he can. Now we do have 3 bunkers at the front wall, so this is going to be a little bit trickier to bust. And there should be a couple of Widow Mines coming out. Yep, there are. So if a couple of Widow Mines get up there, oh, actually, a couple of Widow Mines will be, Stalkers are going to be picked off there, but the Stalkers will be able to, sorry, the Zealots will be able to discharge it and really clean up the bar. There we go, the Stalkers are, the Zealots are going to charge it and get some good engagements there. Oh, the Storms aren't too great there, but they do connect and they do the damage, and there's just not enough bar here. There's too many Zards, the SUVs are not in position to repair, and the bunker does well. And oh, big storm on SUVs, and the SUVs get crushed. Trying to pull the SUVs to... Oh, and awesome, another great storm on the high ground. Oh, another excellent storm. That bar is just getting wrecked by these storms. And here we go. The Protoss army is just getting in here, and oh, another storm, another storm. The storms are just too strong against this bio-based army, and he's just going to storm this bio army to pieces. There's no workers in the natural, and these last ones are just about to fall, and there is not much left in this main base of mine. Oh, the medevacs are going to fall. EMP does come out and he does get the 10+, but now we have Archons sitting in the field, and can he deal with the Archons? He does have 3 goes, so he could get a couple of EMPs on these Archons, and he does get 1 EMP off, but the second CC does fall, and it's just not looking good. Oh, another good EMP, but at this point it's just a little too late, as it's just too much, and with this mass Zealot warp and reinforcement coming in, with some Archon backbone to it, it's just too much for the Terran to deal with, especially when they get on top of the production and camping units as they spawn. SCV report, and Boss Terran will fall, and our player Nil is going to take the match. Alrighty, so BearSloths are going to crawl back into the lead, and they're going to take this. Oh, they're going to be taking the series as 4-3 at this point. So now, question is, will we be looking at a 5-4 or a 6-3? Those are 2 possible scores we can have, and each one of them is very, very important. Map score is hugely important. So, it's all on the line. Let's jump into the next game, and that will be the last gold match of the series. Now, I'll be casting, I believe it's Matt the Cat, and if I have been keeping up recent events well enough, I believe Matt the Cat is still undefeated in Gold League. He is, what, 7-0, 8-0? Something crazy. He is wrecking face in the Gold League. So, without ado, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Daedalus Point, playing as the Red Protoss, playing for Team BearSloths, we have Matt the Cat. And then, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Daedalus Point, playing for CD6, we have Alvin Ashwin playing Zerg. Alrighty, so this is going to be a very, very interesting match to watch. Will Matt the Cat finally fall, or will Matt the Cat keep true to his record and keep ponying the Gold League and give BearSloths that last match they need to close the series out? We should just have to wait and see. And I just have to say, of course he's playing Protoss. No wonder he's got his record. Protoss, remember, insert all that, but it's Gold League, so you can't really say that stuff. Alrighty, so we have the Probe Scout coming out straight away from Matt the Cat, so he's really looking to see, is there going to be any early pull shenanigans, or is it going to be a typical hatch first, which he can kind of play around and kind of deny, and there's a little bit of an early scout by that drone, but does find the probe. Now we do have a gateway first coming down for Matt the Cat, and the drone does get into the base, so the drone really will be looking for, is it going to be a Nexus coming down anytime soon, what the gas time is. If you can actually stay around longer, you might actually be able to see additional gateways coming, but it looks like the drone is going to get tickle zapped to death. Actually, no, he's going to run away by morphing into a thing. Nice. A little sneaky. Meanwhile, we do have hatch first coming down for Alvin Ashwin. So, we'll be looking at what Matt the Cat decides to do from here. Gateway does go down, and should have the cycle go down shortly. Bingo. And the drone is getting out of there. It did delay the gas timing for Matt the Cat for a little bit, but not too much. It would have actually been a little bit worthwhile to let the drone finish up and just deny that gas. Knowing that your opponent can't go for 2 gases does limit the builds they can go for, or at least limits the timings he can hit accurately. Meanwhile, Alvin Ashwin is, oh my god, this is what is this? Double hatch gas then pull? This is as greedy as you can get. Holy. Now, has this extra pull hatch been scouted by Matt the Cat? The question is no, and he's going to scout it now. I just saw he's going to go scout this location and see if there's a hatch there. That is very smart by Matt the Cat. And boom, seeing that third hatchery, he'll be like, alright, free hatch before pull. This is very risky for Alvin, as if Alvin doesn't quite get enough units up to defend any aggression that comes their way, it's going to be very tricky to hold, as their tech for their units was so delayed. But it looks like, is Matt going to go for... Nope, he's just going to go for a pylon at the ramp. Alrighty, so meantime we have some gas going out, and it looks like the choice is going to be a Stargate. Very nice selection for Matt the Cat at this point, as Stargates are very effective in the old PvZ. However, Alvin at the moment, if Matt the Cat doesn't do anything, Alvin could really get some damage, get a huge lead in the economy. However, look at this, we got the proxy pile on the right hand side here from Matt the Cat, and he's controlling this watchtower, which is really nice. So it looks like Matt the Cat is really kind of getting himself ready to do some aggression. Oh, I like this. Getting those extra gateways up and chucking them in the wall. Got the forge coming down. Very nice. So he's going to be up to 4 gateways with the Stargate, where he can put on a bit of aggression if he wants to. Now Stargate is finished, but where is that Phoenix? I guess he wants to put down that Nexus first. Really wants to get that macro going. And that is actually quite good for Alvin, though. The fact that Matt the Cat's also focusing on his macro really means he is letting Alvin get away with this really greedy build. Alrighty, so we have 1 gas taken at this point, and 4 spines are down. So Alvin's playing out safely, is being very aware that doing the free hatch before pull and actually going free hatch gas pull is incredibly vulnerable to so many timings. So it's very nice to see that these spines are put up to kind of compensate for those weaknesses, as Matt the Cat was doing some very nice scouting. Now the Phoenix are starting to come out, so this overload will get shut down, and that might... no, it won't quite, but this second overload, if it does go down, it will supply block Alvin. And back at home, sees the Phoenix, spore crawlers go down. Very nicely done. Very good reaction. Where's you sitting on a lot of lava? There's a lot of lava. Where are all your... You need a queen... Alvin also needs to grab a queen down at this third base. However, oh, there we go. 9 drones on the way. And, yeah, the second overlord did go down. So it really needs to make sure... Alvin really needs to build a few more... overlords. There we go. Lane's been queued up across the map, and they're going to go for some attack pass. Try and... they're not going to get anything done, though. The Zealot wall and the sentries, this is not going to happen. And, yep, the Phoenixes see these... They're just hanging out, but they're no threat. They can't get in. They won't be able to do much. Alrighty, so... Alvin is... Okay. I am not sure why, but Alvin is really far behind in supply. Went for the double hatch gas pull. Has taken no damage, but yet is still behind significantly in the workers, and is, because of that poor economy, is falling behind in the army supply as well. I just don't know why. I think Alvin just... This might be like a new style for Alvin, because the macro is just not there for Alvin. And 2 Hydras then coming down, that is... Yeah, you could try doing some crazy double Hydra timing, double upgrade Hydra timing, but with no economy, you can't do shit like that. Now, with 4 Phoenixes, you can kill the Queens, but fighting across on top of a Scorecrawler like that will lose your Phoenix. Alrighty, so these Phoenixes are just going to be looking to pick up a few more Queens, but Alvin's drone count, I can't get over this. Alvin is behind in drones to a Protoss player even after going double hatch before a pull. That is significant. Alright, so these Phoenixes are just going to get a little bit more harassed, so kill a couple of drones, and Zergs get pulled back, but they can't do anything. There's not much they can do at all. And the Phoenix cloud is getting a little bit bigger, but it looks like he's going to halt at 5 and just use them for harassment. Now, meanwhile, back at base, we do have the Robotics Facility, Robo Bay, and Twilight Council all going down. All that good stuff going down. And do we have any upgrades? We have +1 finished, but no more upgrades started as of yet. And back at home, Alvin is getting +1 on the way, and has got some gas mining going down, which is really nice. But 2 Hydra dens going down, and not even trying to do it in a double Hydra timing it's just another little slip up by Alvin, and it's just these little slip ups that is giving Matt Cat all the edge he needs in this matchup. He's won the most. He's 7 or 8 or 0 in gold, so he's not an opponent you can take lightly, and with these little slip ups, it's just tilting the game in the favor of Matt the Cat continually. Now, both players are even on the working. Oh, I see. I bet you what Alvin did on accident is build 2 Hydra dens instead of the Roach Hydra den. It's a common mistake. It happens to the best of us. There we go. Phoenixes are continuing to be annoying, picking up drone after drone, and there we go. Another drone goes down. The Queen will get a little bit of damage, and they're actually starting to take a little bit of hull damage, but other than that, they're pretty good. Meanwhile, Matt Cat is taking the 3rd base, and we do have the infestation pit on the way. So, let's see. Alvin is starting to hit that primo economy. Should probably saturate this gas with workers from this mineral line, because as Zerg, you really want to have your mineral lines optimized. It's not so bad for Protoss and Terran, but with Zerg, it is critical to have optimized mineral mining. So 16 on one base, 16 on the next, as Zerg, you want to macro up as quickly as possible, and then go straight into massive army max outs and so on. We have, there we go, 4th hatchery going down for Alvin as well. So really looking to macro this game out, and yeah. Alrighty, so Alvin's going to macro up. Got a hive on the way as well. Once that infestation pit finished up, hive straight away, and meanwhile we have roach speed on the way. +2/+2, which is really nice to see, as the enemy army is only sitting on +1, and their own +2 will probably finish at the same time. Oh no, we'll finish it earlier, but just a little bit earlier than the +2 of the Zerg. So the Zerg's going to be playing this game with an upgrade advantage, and is getting pathogen glands to get the infestors out to really make them happen. Oh, here comes the big zealot weapon from Matt the Cat, and this hatchery is going to get shut down. And is it going to get cancelled, or is it going to be finished? Oh, the hatchery finishes, and that means this zealots are going to kill this hatchery, and there's nothing the Zerg player can really do to stop for it. Alrighty, so these Hydras will clean up these zealots, as the Hydra DPS is phenomenal, and really nice. Actually microing that wounded Hydra back, keeping it alive. Very nice to see. Now, I am, however, a little bit confused why we're seeing Roach Hydra from Alvin. Roach Hydra is a really, really nice composition to play, especially if you can hit some really slick timings with it, but when you're doing it at 15 minutes into the game and your opponent has already got 4 Colossus out, a whole lot of Sentry, and a ton of production, it's just not the way to go. Roach Hydra is a full-on mid-game timing style. It doesn't matter if it's Protoss, if it's against me, it goes for the same against both those matchups. And both matchups for any matchup, well, DBZ, Roach Hydra pretty much is the late game, but in TVZ and PVZ, Roach Hydra is strictly timing, a mid-game timing. You try to play the late game with Roach Hydra and you will get stomped. As we have 5 Phoenixes, 6 Colossus, and a whole lot. And Matt the Cat's macro is just baller right now. He's just going to be able to wreck face when this engagement comes. So, this fourth hatch is actually going to get away unscouted. But here comes the engagement, and the fungals. Oh, one fester goes out. One good fungal, and the forces do go down. Really, really nice force from Matt the Cat. I can see why he's undefeated so far. And here comes the second engagement. He actually stepped on his own forces. Interesting. And the Viper's going to get shut down by his Phoenix that he got earlier on. And that was just completely one-sided. So Matt the Cat closes that out in a very convincing fashion. So, that is actually huge news. We have... Get to the interval screen. We have BearSloths going up and taking the week. They win the week as they've hit 5 wins. But CTL being CTL aren't going to let that happen too easily. They've lost to Lucky 13 and they've taken their second loss, but their map score is another case. Their map score is ridiculous, and it's just we're going to have to see if CTL Team 6 is going to drop a couple of maps for once, or if they're going to close out the series nice and strong and really clean up the ace match and really keep their map score as bloody high as it really is. So, let's get into it. We have a best of 3 ace match between 2 diamond players coming right up. So, let's load up match number 1. Alrighty, so we will be starting this series off on Ultra Regime Stronghold. Okay. Now, this is going to... let's do the introductions. So, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Regime Stronghold, playing Zerg for CT6, we have Kami. And then spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ultra Regime, playing for Team BearSloths, we have Prime Mind. Alrighty, so, basically, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, because Ultra Regime, big, we're going to see probably some macro openers. Now, I am not too sure what the viewers are looking for when they see this match. I'm not sure if people heard about it, but I also played the ace for my team this week, and that ended up being the first map on TVZ, ended up being a 1-hour mech versus Zerg. So, I'm not too sure if the viewers want to see another one of those games, or if you're looking for some really rapid fire TVZ Biomine styles. Now, this map is a personal favorite of mine. It is just such a nifty map. It promotes so much macro play, but it's also, you're able to do some really nifty 1-2 base plays on it. Oh shit, sorry, I actually forgot about the overlay. That is terrible, terrible, terrible. Alrighty. Sorry about that, guys. The overlay has been fixed, and you should be able to see all the action from now on. Alrighty, so we are now properly in the game, and we can properly look at things. So, we have the Zerg playing standard, hatch first, and the Terran is actually going to play really standard and go barracks and factory. I'm sorry, not barracks, factory. Barracks and gas. So, we're going to be the Terran's going to be really looking at doing that early scouting with that Reaper, and unluckily for him, Prime Mind has got that Reaper queued all the way to the wrong side of the map. And here we go, all is finished. Meanwhile, we have spawning pool going down for Kami, and not much else. No gas going down yet. So I'm thinking if Kami doesn't put down a gas shortly, he will be looking to take an early third hatch. And just really try and get a good economy and skyrocket that as fast as possible. And he can really do that quite well, as this Reaper is going to scout it off at the last moment. And it's going to be a second Reaper? Yes, it is. And unluckily for him, it's going to the wrong direction again. Alrighty, so back at base, we have not much going down for Kami. He's no gas of yet. He's got the queen on the way. He's got a queen on the way in the second hatch. And yeah, he's just going to drone up as hard as he can to start off with. A couple of links out as well, so you can never be too safe. So yeah. Alrighty. So the Reaper does scout the first base, and now is heading to the cross spawn location, which he will luck out again, and the second Reaper will join up, But once again, these two will lock out, and by the time they get to the third base, the Queen will be up in both mineral lines, and there will be a couple of lanes out to kind of help defend as well. Where is this Queen going? Oh, Kami is just being like a total baller here. He's actually got another Queen building, and because of that, the Queen will probably pop out just a little bit after the time he needs to inject, and the Queens are just going to shut down these Reapers. One Reaper does fall. The lanes are watching the main ramp, so he's going to shut down this Reaper as soon as he comes up here. Oh, Kami is just really onto it here. Now we do have a third Reaper that came out, but one of the Reapers did die, so it's only going to be 2 Reapers. And back at base in the tier, we do have the CC going down, followed by a third CC, and we're going to have reactive Hellions coming out very shortly as well. Now the Reapers are going to get into the base, and the Queens are off creep, so they're going to be quite slow. But, oh, they might actually be able to pick off, there's going to be one drone, there we go. So the Reapers kill a couple of lanes and kill a drone, and they're just going to sit back. And there we go, Hellions will be on the way. We have the third command set, and we have a starport. So what Prime Mine might do as well is get a couple of Banshees out on the field as well. Always a nice addition. There we go. Kami's get some in-base creep spreading going, and these Reapers are going to get into the base, but there's a Queen down here, so we'll be able to deflect them. But their Reapers will... Oh no, they just missed out on getting that drone kill, and these 2 Queens will not able to finish those Reapers off. And there we go. We have a 7-minute lair. And there we go. He's only mining gas from... Actually, I just want to check this. I believe... No, he did scout the gas and the natural, so he does know that lair can be on the way anytime now. Now we have Roachron, which is a great choice as there are Hellions. We have Evolution, 2 Evolution Chambers coming down for double upgrades, and we got the creep spread coming down nicely. Now he really needs to push this creep spread all the way to the third before the Banshees hit the field. And there's a scan, he sees that the lair's on the way, he sees the Roachron, sees the double Evo and all the gases. So he knows his opponent's on 4 gases and knows exactly what's up. And actually, since he hasn't scouted this 30, he thought it was a little bit of an all-in, so they've got defensive bunker going on at home. Alright, so these Hellions and Reapers are just going to poke away here and try and get some work done. And oh, the Queen's actually going to try and get out, they're actually going to move out of position. So they're actually going to try and push this back, and they're going to... There we go. Oh. He needs to be careful, as this force can, with micro, take out a Queen or 2 very easily. Looks like... Alright, no, the transfuse was good. And there is a spine corner here to help defend the Queens. However, he needs some roaches out in the field ASAP, but with 13 coming out in just a second, he should be able to save this hatchery just in time. And with a little bit of energy and surplus on these Queens, the transfuses can be put down on the hatchery itself. There we go. We do have the roaches hitting the field, and the question is, where is that Banshee? One Banshee there. There's the Banshee. So the Banshee is going to start going to work on Kami's mineral line, and this Queen might... Oh, with the assistance of the second Queen, and is it going to be saved? Nope, the first Queen does die, but you got the replacement Queen, so it's all good. And the Banshee does fall. Meanwhile, we do have some more Banshees coming in, and oh... Wait. What's Prime Mine do? He's got double engineering bay, but he's got triple factory. That is confusing, because you don't need... If you play mech, you don't need the... Okay, he's getting the bio upgrade, so what's he doing with all these factories? He's got some... He's got a wonky style coming out, it seems. Yeah, he's yet to lift up his third CC and take it. Oh, there we go. Big run by into the main of the Zerg player. These Hellions and Reapers are going to get a lot of damage done. Oh god, this is going to be hell for the Zerg mineral line. Bye-bye drones. But the roaches are going to get in here and we'll clean it up quite easily. So the Tyrion player does pick up 12 drone kills from that run by, but did lose a ton of his units. He has no map control, and he doesn't have any siege tanks up yet, but they are coming down. Alright, so Prime Mind obviously got these factories as a reaction to kind of keep himself alive. As he needs these tanks to really deal with these roaches, and it looks like he's going to transition into bio and probably be a biomech style. Now we do have a Banshee looking to get some extra harassment done, but Spore Crawler is in position, Queen ready to defend it, and looks like the Zerg player is going to try and take a 4th base, and will do so without that Banshee noticing, which is quite a nice, well timed for the Zerg. Here we go, roaches are pushing up, and the roaches actually picked up the sea shank because it was too close and the changing was spawning for it, and the second sea shank is going to get taken out. The bunker is full, but there's a lot of roaches here, and the SCVs do have the mass prepare, but there's just too many roaches, and the units inside are going to fall, the bunker falls, and these SCVs are going to get cut down, and it looks like Kami is just going to take this game with a very strong counterattack in retaliation to that Hellion Banshee Reaper aggression. So, Kami takes the first map in the series and really just deals with Prime Mind quite easily. Alrighty, so we have the next match in the best of 3. If Kami can close this series out, Kami will bring the series to 5-4 and will mean that CT6 won't lose any map score. However, if Prime Mind can get a single win, then he'll be helping BearSloths get map score, and map score is a huge thing, especially with the season coming to a very close end and playoffs being very important. So, without much ado, let us get into this. We have spawning the bottom side, playing for CD6. Once again, we have Kami. And then, spawning in the top side of Polar Knight, representing the blue tier and playing for Team BearSloths, we have Prime Mind. So, alrighty, what we are really going to be looking for here is looking at the map, for example. It's a 2-player map, Polar Knight, and it's very Reaper friendly. So, we're going to have the Terran player. He is going to open up with the standard 12 racks, 12 gas, get 1 to 3 Reapers, and look to put a little bit of pressure on the Zerg player. In the meantime, the Zerg player is probably going to go hatch first if he's going to play macro, pull first if he's going to do any kind of aggressive shenanigans, and then he's just going to macro the game out, and if he sees a moment to kill his opponent, he's going to kill him. And okay, so trying to hide the racks. Interesting. Okay, interesting racks placement. I think what he wants to try and do is trick... No, what's this SCV doing? Where is this guy heading? Okay, so he's heading for a scout. Well, I guess the reason for placing the barracks here is to really just make it closer, so the Reaper gets there like 1 second earlier, as it's faster for the Reaper to get to any base if it spawns there instead of spawning up here. So I guess it makes a little bit of sense. Now I was slightly wrong, and it is a pull hatch gas. And here we go. Bunker is going to go down for Prime Mind. So the question is, does Kami see it? No, he does not at all. Oh, Jesus. Sorry about the hiccups. Alright, so 3 on gas, and oh, what's this? We have a Roach Warren. Interesting, interesting indeed. Now we do have the Reapers on the way. First one is out, and with the bunker up, the Reapers will be able to jump in and out of the bunker and just kite the drones for days. And really just be able to be a real pain in the ass. I think no. There you go. Lings will pop out, and picking up the SCV is quite huge, as it means there will be no repair. And the Queens aren't quite out yet, but these Lings might be able to push. Oh, very, very close save there for Kami. Just keeping that drone just alive. And the second hatch does finish. Now we do have roaches on the way, so Kami is obviously seeing this bunker quite earlier before, and roaches will be able to crush this easily. And behind us we have a second barracks, a bunker, and not much else going down for Prime Mind. Oh, is he going to expand? I think he's going to expand. Primary will expand behind this. We have that. Couple of roaches coming out across the map. And we do have 2 Reapers here ready to get some harassment done. But with the actually, where's that queen? Oh, it must have walked down here. I see. Alright, okay, so he's building the commands in base. So with these roaches moving across, there's only 3 of them here. He needs a few more to really. Oh, he's actually going to lose a few drones back at base. That's not too good. Oh, there goes another drone. Trying to keep them alive, and oh, another drone goes down. Queens are in position though, and the queens will be able to deflect the Reapers. Alright, up to 3 queens now, and okay, I'm very intrigued to see how Kami wants to play this out. Now these Reapers are they're paying for themselves in dividends. 6 kills on one Reaper, 1 kill on the other. These Reapers are just getting a ton of kills. And oh, the Reapers do fall, so bye-bye harassment from the Terran player. And it looks like it's all down to Kami to figure out how he's going to punish the Terran player for being so annoying. In total, the Terran player did manage to kill 6 of the drones for his opponent. Poking up the ramps, he's alright, 2 million Marines, etc, etc. And he does actually come in here and sees, alright, there's a CC built in base, there's a Rax, and he probably sees the other Rax, but if not, he can probably assume that there's another Rax as well. And there is a factory going down as well. Meanwhile, back at base for the Zerg, Zerg's just kind of sitting around doing not much, just macroing up. You know, just no worries. I am very interested in what Kami's attack plan for this game is going to be. Is he going to try and do some exploit the timing or exploit a counterattack? Or is he just going to beat his opponent in sheer force and macro? We'll just have to wait and find out. We're coming up to 8 minutes and we do have the 3rd hatchery going down, so the lair will be kicking in very shortly. I'd be surprised if it was to be started right now. Nope. There we go. Lair has just been started over in the natural. And meanwhile, our Terran player hasn't taken his natural yet. He is finally cleaning up these roaches, which is a really nice pickup. And it looks like we're going to have Banshees coming out shortly. Yes, indeed we will. Now, I'm interested with Kami's choice to get the +1 missile attack instead of the +1 melee. Is he going to go into some kind of Hive, Roach, Hydra timing, or is he not? And, yep, he sees the Starport, he sees the Banshee coming out, so there goes the Spore Crawlers, Spore Crawler 1, Spore Crawler 2, and there will be one going down at the 3rd as soon as the creep is spread. And the Queen needs to get over there ASAP to give it some assistance. Meanwhile, back at base of the Terran, we have all that good stuff. We've got the Cloak, we got the Stim, we got the Marines, we got all the good stuff coming on, and with a couple more barracks, and a bit of a war at the front. Terran's feeling pretty good. But he won't feel good for long if he lets the Zerg keep macroing up like he is at the moment. 2 Spore Crawlers just to be safe, and we have Roach Speed on the way. Interesting. Are we going to see a Nidus network? We have +1 armor, +1 missile attack, and recon the Roach Speed. So I'm thinking we very well may see some kind of Nidus Roach play, or Roach Hydra bus, or Roach Bane bus, or if it was a Roach Bane bus, it would be a little bit, it would have already hit, but here comes the first Banshee, trying to get some work done, and weakens a few drones, but doesn't get really any damage done. And it puts a scan, oh, scans the 3rd. And not going to get much damage done, 2 spores and a Queen. The Banshee is pretty much not going to get anything done. Oh, no, I believe this will be... He has 8 Overlords. Oh, he's very nearly heavily supply blocked. He could still do a Roach drop, because the Terran player is actually super Marine heavy. There is non-stop Marines coming out, and we'll see how Kami decides to do this. But the Terran is pushing out with a lot of Marines. They have Stim, and their Combat Shield is not done. So Oh, there's the stump. And here comes the roaches. Kami needs to deal with this before combat shield's finished and while they're weakened from before the medevacs hit the field. Some nice transfuses on the roaches, and it looks like with some good micro from Kami, this Marine Force is going to get cleaned up as the roaches are just too robust. That +1 armor kicking in and the +1 attack is really shredding these Marines. Meanwhile, back at base, we do have tanks coming out on the field, medevacs, and combat shields is going to be finished up very shortly. Meanwhile, we do have double engineering base on the way, and here comes the counterattack. Kami's is going to go for it. He's going to focus down the bunker. The bunker is going to go down, and he's going to move forward. The stun does go down, and the roaches do try to take fire the tank. The tank does go down, and here come the roach reinforcements. The SCVs have been pulled, and there are medevacs healing the stim bio, so they can really do well here. But the roaches do get pushed back, and the stim bio will live another day. Another tank has hit the field, and the tanks are really good at dealing with this roach unit here. Tanks just really effective against roach. Meanwhile, back at base, the Berserk is going to drone up a little bit more. Boom, saturated third base, and just really look at hitting a huge economy. At the moment, he actually has a huge upgrade advantage as well. Oh, he's going to loop around and get this tank. Come on, come get the tank. Oh, that's a great... Oh, the good micro there from Primine pulling the tank back, but Kami does get the tank indeed. And there's just too many roaches there, so Primine just lifts up and goes back to base. And the Natural's been evacuated. He's been forced to lift up the Natural. This is huge. And these roaches are going to get a couple of free kills here and there. Oh, they're actually going to run up and just go for it. Roaches are up around. SC's going to turn the fight. The roaches are trying to do as much damage as possible, but with the SC's being pulled, there's just going to be too much here for Kami to be able to push through at this point. However, he did get a lot of damage done. Kami has killed 18 workers now. And oh my god, Kami, this is so unorthodox. People think roaches against bio, terrible. But Kami's showing us, no, you just get upgrades, get an upgrade advantage, and roaches are really good. Now back at base, we do have the Hydra Dent coming down. Oh, beautiful. I love this addition. The Hydra Dent coming down will just give this army the DPS it needs to really destroy these bio armies and hit on engagement. Roaches are really robust and a great tanking, but it's not able to do the DPS needed to really chunk down the bio army. But the medevacs are out of energy. So if Kami can keep the pressure up, there's not going to be much healing power, and each stem is going to get more and more expensive for the Terran player. There we go, more and more roaches have come across the map, and 12 Hydras in production, the +1 range and the +2/+2 is about to finish up. So it looks like Kami is going to wait for these Hydras to hit the field and then just do a big push with the +1/+1 upgrade, +2/+2 upgrades hitting, giving him a upgrade advantage over his opponent. Oh, that's a lot of Hydras. Another half dozen coming out after the initial 12. And here we go. Each Hydra, 0.75 attack speed, does 14 damage. Oh, it looks like Prime Mine, he's had enough. He's just gonna go all in. He's like, shit, I'm too far behind. I'm just gonna go balls to the wall and all in. And he scans, he sees the army, sees this Hydra. The tanks do get set up. The roaches go in, and the Hydras though, they just wreck this army. That DPS is shredding through this Terran army. The upgrade advantage, the tanks are just going to fall eventually to the roaches, and Hydras will clean up everything else. Prime Mine tells GG, and Kami 2-0s the ace match to give CT6 a 5-4 to give CT6 a 4-5 score at the end of the series. So we have the final score, as I said, being 5-4 for Team BearSloths. Team BearSloths do win the week. However, since they got 2-0'd in the since they got 2-0'd in the ace match, they don't actually gain any map score, which will be a bit of a hindrance if they really want to really jump as far up the ladder the standings before the season ends. So CTL 6 once again showing they're a very tough team to deal with, very strong, got some really powerful players, but they are not unbeatable. Every player can be beaten, and CT6 can be beaten as well, but they are a team to be reckoned with. And Team BearSloths have also been jumped in, taking out taking out Team CTL 6, showing they're going for the win. They want to win the season, and they are really they're really bringing the A game now. So, thank you everyone for tuning into my stream. It was great fun great fun casting. It was really nifty games, and you can expect me to be casting next week. I'll be posting. Oh, actually, no, I will not be casting next week because I won't be around, and I won't be casting the week after. So I won't be casting for a little while, but I will be back by the end of the season to pick up some casts then. But until then, I'll catch you guys next time.